wilderness. I'm up. Salute. Yes, man. All right, hear this. Hear it. Wagwan. Bless up, families. Yeah, man. Yes, man. No, up. All right, hear this now. The last time I talked to this brother here from America, from United States. Remember when I talked to him, I broke my pen. I have my pen, and when I don't talk to him, I broke it. A guilty verdict that I pass upon him, you know. Because everything will come out of the man mouth of garbage. And the man bring a racist thing. The man that fool my phone with be a racist thing. He criticize the man, call him cokehead, whatever, everybody in their name. So you know him come out for the whole racist thing. No, them find him guilty. Remember I broke my pen and find him guilty long time, you know. You remember apps? Remember I find the man guilty long time, you know. No, them just find him guilty now. Saying, look here. I'm gonna play about that still. I'm gonna play it and I'm gonna watch it. Yo, Junglist, up fam. I'm gonna play it, I'm gonna watch it. You remember the guy that will talk to me? I'm gonna play about the whole thing. Remember me showing say me a real. Now I'm a real judge boy, you know, judge 100 years, you know. 100 or 200 days more and give him, you know. Yeah? I see what I'm gonna give him. See, look here. I him this, you know. Look here. Look here, people, look here. Conviction, indignation. American man found guilty of having sex with 12-year-old girl, claim racism, corruption at play. You hear him claim racism, corruption, and what him want to claim. You hear that? Look here. Robert Benoit, the Caucasian American, who was on Wednesday convicted in the St. James Circuit Court for having intercourse with a 12-year-old St. James girl after she... Me tell you, a lot of them are pedophile who come to Jamaica. One of the things are a joke. Me say me interview the man. You remember when me interview the man? You remember? Don't tell me about the pen same time. After I'm done chat. You remember when I brought the pen? Done with him there, you know. Him say out about a thing, how them kidnap him, them this and that. Just listen to what the guy has say. You know, say him right enough for himself. Listen here. She was handed over to him by her father for transsexual sex. The Battle of Magnum to seal the deal. Yeah. As charged with corruption and racism. Had a part in his conviction. The 59-year-old Benoit was unanimously declared guilty by a jury comprising 5 men, 2 women, following their deliberation. I remember, you know, a jury case him get, and him still said a racist, about for racist. Told the paper that the man upon hearing the verdict, the conviction, hear the verdict, stood dumbfounded, open mouth. When he regained his composure, Benoit reportedly declared, "It's because I am white," before going on to sneer corruption. Some say because him white, them charge him. And in our cellar Jamaica, we don't really see white people. So when him come with this are just cross, it's gonna be a ghetto people. Eh? Yeah. According to the evidence unveiled in the matter, the incident took place December 2020, 2 days before Christmas. According to Benoit, who is a regular visitor to the island, he was in the community to give care package to people there. Him not, remember him come as visitor, him not the community to give care package to people there. Package. Yeah? The girl's mother said in her evidence that she was responsible for taking care of Benoit's rented home in the area, and so would go there to cook and clean for him. She, however, denied knowing what transpired between him and her child. According to a prosecutor, on the night of December the 23rd, when I visited the family home, according to the child, she was... It's same one, you remember? Remember when I broke my pen? Come and find him guilty, you know? Come and tell us, you say if you listen to him good, eh? Him have racist tentacles. That be a racist thing, man. Tuned to a Jamaican. And what him do, him pray and the poor and the needy, this nastiness. Him pray and the poor and needy. That's why I say some of them will come down and they say, boy, all that stories, it hurt me head. You understand? Remember me, I talk to you, when the man come talk to me, I broke my pen and I say, what? I go play the interview, because I have a try to, so I go play it out. Yeah? From him talk to me, I tell you, say, we found him guilty. Long time. Him same one, yeah. Instructed by your father to spend the night with the 57-year-old man. Him a 57 and a 12-year-old girl. Eh? And him say him don't know the father, But cokehead, Rob and I call him cokehead and who you don't know somebody I call them cokehead. Eh? And then him talk about the police and police rob him, then him talk about this and that and that. Him can't go nowhere. The same guy with the panda bike with the little girl, him bring back the money. She said, right after that statement was made to her, when I brought her father a bottle of Magnum and left with her. So him give father back a Magnum and carry her home. And she care about money. Yeah, what him do? The young girl said the night while she was at his house, she was awoken from her sleep by Benoit, who was at top of her. On top of her! Because she don't get police a statement. You know what him do? When him a call, when him a talk to me now, people tell him to call me, think him can say, oh, the police tell her to tell them that. You can't tell me that. That's a foolishness. They on top of her. Yeah. She said the man had intercourse with her. Following morning, police acted on information show up at the residence in search of Benoit. When he finally emerged from the dwelling, the young girl told the police that he had been inside trying to hide her. You remember him saying that hide her kind of know what? And what have you in the bathroom? You remember all of this? She tell the police. So you understand? Listen to this, When asked if she was in a relationship with him, she remained silent. But when asked if they had sex, she nodded her head. At which point Benoit exclaimed, "Oh God, man," and start sweating. So him start sweat. Yeah? So him say, "Oh God," and him start sweat. That police are idiot. Him start sweat like a hog. Yeah? He must sweat, Alright. He was subsequently arrested and charged for sex with a person under 16. He is to be sentenced on May the 5th this year. Probation officer, care officer, will be visiting the community to interview residents and to produce the social inquiry report. You don't need, let me tell you something, Judge. You don't need a social inquiry report by him. If it was a Jamaican in a foreign and you do this, I go up straight. Nobody who had sent them in a way must stay about social inquiry report. What kind of idiot think that? Him could move. We don't have him thing. The man for those crap prison, we fling the book at him. Me look on like 150, Yeah, straight. So any one of them will come back in a Jamaica, them not come with a piece of foolishness. Hey, it's like a slavery drop back in a Jamaica, people. Slavery. Right? Because you see, with the less fortunate people trample upon them. Most of them are coming as tourists. Not for them. And pay this them are going with. Me see down the country, where you see a girl, me say she must kill herself. When you look at down in a short, them there make man a video them. Must $1,000 US each. Oh, you wanna video that? When you can't make man do that, man, pride and dignity gone, man. I saw no hungry, man. Wicked, man. Him for them, for that's where they keep on him. And you know what, I'm going in that year, I go ask about him because him not come from there. But him won't come give a treat. And then, I'm going to play him thing right now. I'm going to move the paper. So you see why I broke the pen? I make him talk and broke the pen. Nastiness, man. Nastiness. I'm going to reach him. Make a just bring in me run things so I'm going to play out the whole I'm thing with him right now, Right now. Me cool off my head with my abs first. And then I'm going to play out the thing. The whole on there. Hold on.
And Angie Charity. Run Things Promotion in association with Wayne Lonesome and Angie Charity Foundation presents Run Things Fest Day 2 on June the 25th, 2023, featuring live performance by Jamaican international stars Louis Culture, Lucky D, Jiggsy King, plus support by Canadian artists Lucky Ross, Steve Knight, Sample King, Mel C, Mr. Blaze, Richie C, Gregory Culture. Admission for this event is $60. VIP $100. Music by Lionheart, Moose Dunn, King Vower, and Freddy Krueger. Hosted by Groovy K. Run Things Fest takes place at 72 Dynamic Drive, Scarborough, Canada. Doors open from 12 p.m. Showtime 4 p.m. sharp. For more information, call 1764-192693 or 647-773-8399 or 647-984-2992. Don't miss it. There is a Run Things promotion. Part proceeds of this event goes to Wayne and Angie's Foundation. So don't miss it. Support it. Chris Goldfinger endorse it.
Man, that's some cool out my brain, you know. Them can't miss the Run things. Alright, so them can't miss that, you know. Remember a festival, 2-day festival. But hear this now. I'm going to draw back the video with this guy. I want to listen him good. Every time him talk, you hear me blame about them want this and them want X-start and the father say go and them daughter say go. Everything when I talk, right away you know say the guy are guilty of everything. Him come down at Jamaica before when you look at a little girl picture him have with him. Him is a pedophile, you know. A child molester. Big time. Zane, all right, see that? Draw back for the show, Lonesome.
Yeah, good.
Draw back for the show.
Yeah, man, Wayne Lonesome, I'm live. I'm live with Robert here. All right, so we're talking from yesterday, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to finish explain what took place with the police in Montego Bay. In Mobay, right? I'm right?
Yeah, it was in Montego Bay. It was right. Yeah, it was across from the football field off of Albion Street, Albion Road, or whatever it is.
Yes.
So, but yeah, I went there because when the cops got there, I literally thought it was like, you know, a mistake, like because it happens in America.
So right away, you see a lie tell, right? That's a right. That's a 12-year-old baby. Man, I'm 57 when them do this. Baby. Them man figure 150 years after about sending a community. Eh? The man send out some things all over the world. Full up on my inbox when I'm paying the mind. You understand? Watch this.
Cops get the wrong address and go to the wrong place. Because I thought it was like a drug raid. And I go, I don't even smoke pot.
You know, him talk like a judge. Me tell him same take Jamaican for idiot. Me go and play it. Because I get me mad. Me just go and play it. When you can't hear the whole of this, him talk a drug raid. I don't smoke pot with 12-year-old girl. Eh? When rape half down there. Yeah.
I never smoked anything in my life. And so I thought, because they never told me anything. So that's what I was doing. I literally told them 3 times what happened that night, but they never told me it had anything to do with that. I literally didn't find out till 5 days later when I call her the Wicked Witch of the West came. It was some lady, I guess she was a prosecutor. And that's when she said, we're going to charge you. And I'm like, with what?
Yeah, when first word come out, Wicked, when say Wicked want of the West, yeah, eh, you hear him, all right.
And then she, with kidnapping, and I go, on a motorcycle, what? And then she go, touching me. I go, well, she touched me. She was holding me on a bike. I go, I never touched her. And then then they said we're gonna charge you with rape, and I go, I got ED. I go. You can check. It's like, and it's documented. I sent you some of that yesterday. I sent you the documents. I even have documents also from the doctor here that verified, that, they go, because I'm on certain medications that actually make that happen. Now, this is
actually make that work. So man, him the pan blue pill and make himself work. See? This a guy 150 me I look pan. Remember the case?
the book. that I wrote, right? I wrote this, and this has got all the evidence and everything in it. I don't know if you can read it, but
yeah, I see it.
Which has everything, all documents, and actually everything happened, including evidence. Because this is the thing. The funny thing is, they kicked me out of my house.
So make back up. So she come to your house. All right. So make back up because sometimes the phone was breaking up yesterday. So go back up.
Okay.
When the father sent to pick you up, who you expect was coming there? You expect it was him, but it sent the girl, the little girl.
Yeah, I'm guessing they came. I'm guessing because they started talking to the girl. Well, they're actually screaming at the girl, yelling at the girl.
No, I'm not talking. We're not talking up when them pick you up. When she pick you up at Square.
The square. Because originally I was told by this crackhead Rob said he was sending his brother to meet me, which
this crackhead Rob, and I hear him say one time, see the man. Me not tell us the man. Me catch him long time, does him talking alone to him where him right away is 150 years, me wrap up for him, Yeah,
I don't know his brother from Adam, and I barely know
and him barely know crackhead Rob, and him know him brother from Adam. Yeah.
Crackhead Rob. So I ended up going down there, figuring it was some guy coming, right? And that's why I was waving my hands in the air like this because I was trying to be, noticed because I don't know who's coming. And it ended up, the kid came, which I knew the kid because the kids come with the mother on Saturdays when she's cooking and grabbing my laundry. So I knew the kids. Like I said, the chubby one doesn't talk. I mean,
you hear him style him knew them, but him not say Yvette or Dan or somebody, the chubby one. Baby, him talk about, You hear him style him? Crackhead Rob, him no know the brother. The chubby one. You hear him? All right, I could go and play him.
I talked a lot with the younger one because the skinny one, because she's like me. We chat, so she was chatting.
The skinny one is like me. Remember, I don't know them, but the skinny one, like me, we chat. But the chubby one, if not call them by name, you're still at the mother, cook for him and do whatever the rented place. Me not tell you, man.
That, but I couldn't tell you 3 things about any of these kids. I don't know. I usually helped out. Even there was a son, I even helped him out. He didn't have shoes, and they're very poor, so I gave him money so he could go.
Yeah. When you grab them people, hey, people, me tell the poor, hey, when I talk about poor, that's why I stand up for poor people, This look of nastiness, him dead, and I rampant people that talk about poor. And them poor say make them out them not have shoes. Me I ask him about a case, and him I talk about our shoes, and him give a little youth shoe. That not nothing to do with what me ask him. But him can't go around my head. I want to dry him out. But them, man, more judge. Me I say, the 5th of May, 150. If you know me, I come down now to the judge. 150. Yeah, man.
Buy shoes or flip-flops or sandals or something. So I always helped out, but I only went there, I'm going to say maybe a couple times a week. And usually it was to drop off, food to help them out, right?
Yeah.
But I could only carry so much. I had a motorcycle, right? Yeah. But yeah. So where were we? Yeah, when I went, they called me that night.
With the motorcycle. So is the chubby one come to you?
The chubby one came to me. Yeah, the chubby one came to me. And that's the first one. When I went to her, I saw her, and I go, and I'm looking around because I thought she'd be with somebody. And I go, I thought your uncle was coming, right? And she's like, they sent me, which meant, I guess.
So I don't know the uncle, what them sent her for. I thought your uncle was coming, them sent me. Just listen him, listen him.
The uncle and the father. And then I'm like, because I didn't know she was even there. I didn't know the kids were there. So she came, and I was like a little odd, but at least I knew her. I wouldn't know the uncle, I was like, but she came. So and when I asked her, what's this all about?
Rob. You see Rob before? You never know the uncle, right?
Well, like I said, the family introduced me to him about a week before, maybe a week and a few days. Now,
some family introduced him 1 week before, Rob. That's the father. And you call him crackhead Rob? You call him cokehead Rob? Oh, you know him take coke. if him family just introduce him to you one time, right? And you call him cokehead rap, me tell you, say the guy, yeah, see, man. Him, hey, you know, see me wipe off him case, man. Eh? A disadvantage of poor people, man. Hear this.
He helped. The lady had a tank, a water tank, Sharon.
Yeah,
and I bought a patch kit because I had 2 holes in the tank. Because I go, yeah, you're always out of water, but you have a water tank. And she goes, oh, it leaks. So I go, okay. So I went to look at it, and then it needed some patch kits. So I got a patch kit, and then this crackhead Rob guy, they introduced me to him, and he helped me take the thing down, this tank, and empty the water out. And we're supposed to get it dry before we patch it. But this nimwit, as soon as I left, he decided.
This nimwit, so him attack the little 12-year-old girl father every minute. Him attack to me. In a Jamaican there, you know, and attack. You know, you hear him attack him, this nimwit, crackhead Rob. But you still don't know him. Eh? Me say the man that fool me if I draw some email showing on that drop down. But remember, me broke my pen pan him, you know. Me done with him, you know. That's how I never came back. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
He's going to just do it because he's, you know, crackhead. So he patches the thing, and of course he puts it all together, and it still leaks because it's not gonna, you know, can't. I don't think he can read.
The assault and the attack. This is when them guilty of something. This is when the piece of shit guilty of something. Him does assault. Remember, you don't know the man. A little girl father. So him say him don't know him. But you still the paper tell you how him get and where him seal up the deal and take the little girl. Him can't think him read crackhead, him this, him that, but you don't know the man. You have to run the man, if you run there, you run the man and you know say him a take crack. If you know say it's a crackhead this. Eh? Can you couldn't see somebody that try something and say him a crackhead? Unless you and him a take crack together, you know say you are selling the crack. You know say him a crackhead because you and him a move and him a take crack straight. Eh? You hear him? Hear this.
Okay. So, but that's how I met the guy, right? They introduced me to him. I knew him maybe a week and a few days before this whole incident. So I don't really know him. They introduced me. This is the father to the 3 kids. I didn't hang out with him because I couldn't understand. He was always drunk or high or messed up. I remember him being out front and I'm like laughing because he was like, you know, sword fighting, you know. And he.
So I'm saying, I know him, I'm going to fix that thing with him now. Him always drunk and messed up and everything. You hear him mix up? I tell you, I'm trying him case long time. Just listen to him.
Have a big machete and he's fighting off like evildoers. You're looking at him like, what the frick is he doing? He's falling down and he's fighting off like 12 different guys and they're invisible men. And that's why I ended up calling him Crackhead Rob. It's like the guy's a.
That's why you end up calling him Crackhead Rob because he's a fight invisible man. You don't say younger time, you see him one time, then you had him fix tank, know him a fight off things, but you don't know him. You hear? Alright, you hear him. Eh? I mean, I talk to man. I'm want him put it down. That we can replay it. Just look on the last time I do with him.
Just like he's not there. So I never really had a conversation with the guy. I couldn't tell you nothing about this guy except every time I saw him, he was either smoking pot or drinking, and he was.
Every time I saw him, remember one time him see me now. But every time I saw him, him smoking pot and drinking. So right away, I tell with people, hey, when me die, set me here good enough. But more and tape him. Old dirty criminal list, 115, forget.
Drunk, like he was always stumbling. And
so why I'm sending for you in the night? Why I'm sending data for you?
I don't know. He kept calling me that night. And like I said, I was at my friend's shop working on my bike. This guy Mikey, I've known for years, and he lives down close to where Sharon lives too. And and he has a welding shop. You know, he makes all that grills and stuff like that. So then I was at his place working there all day on my back. Setting up wire on my bike, so it had I was putting a USB port in and a station where I could charge the bike if I used the radio too much, like and a battery would go dead. So which happened a lot. So I ended up putting this charger system on it, so I could come in and plug it in at home. So I was on my back all day at my shop. Like you can call him, he would tell you, everything I'm telling you. And then when I got home, which was just got dark. So it was about 5:00-ish, or a little after 5, somewhere in there. This crackhead Rob started calling me. And I originally.
This crackhead was calling me. So him have your number. But you ain't my friend, you know. But him have your number, I'm call you. This a piece of crap, yeah. You hear?
He said, I need, he wanted my help. Yeah, I'm like, I know, he talks like he mumbles.
What kind of help him need from you?
I don't know. He just kept calling. I could barely understand him anyway. So I just knew he wanted me to come do something or help. I don't know. I couldn't tell you what he actually wanted, but he kept calling me and I kept saying, no.
He told you that he's going to send his brother for you.
Well, finally, about the 8th, 10th, 12th time, I finally broke down because, I'm a good guy. I'm like, okay, it's Chris.
Yeah, and I'm a good guy. I mean, hey, I'm gonna take Jamaican for idiot, I'm gonna take Jamaican because him go among some people where, it seems to them that him play against them, him play against the situation with them in. So them poor and desolate can't find some food, and they must say, I take disadvantage, man, Take man, disadvantage. Man. Run over them and, stir them up and got pedophile this, and mash up the little kids, and do all kind of things and style people. Style everybody in Jamaica. So him have the tentacles as a racist. Just listen him talking. He never know the father, but him tell you more and more everything what the father do, and him don't know him see him one time. But it turn out to him see more than one time. But the man I call him. The man I call him. That's why I listen.
Christmas type, so I'll go find out what he wants because I can't deal with him tomorrow because I have to drop off. The house was full of presents. It was literally chock full. Yes. You'd have to trip on stuff. It was so much crap in the house. And then, so I go, well, I got to get this tomorrow.
Yeah, man, talk, man.
Guess what? When is the teacher? So you don't talk about man to talk and we not talk about. Take your fuck off. Come off. Block him Wayne. Get off. You piece of shit.
Top boss, you are the weakest link, Yeah, man. You're the weakest link, top boss. No care try always find them now, the man as Top boss, we run everything, we run it different, Yeah, man. You understand? You run everything different. And me that sit down and interview the man. And I dissect my own thing and you're out order yourself. They don't have to go on, man. See, it have no sense, man. Yeah, man. Go on.
Really busy. I can't deal with this guy tomorrow. I'll find out what the heck he needs. So like a dumbass, I went. And I went downtown. So okay, finally he called me. And I was like, okay. And then I get up, I get back out there on my bike. I went downtown and I met, supposed to meet him at the Sam Sharp Square. And so I got off. Like I said, there was 4 cops on bikes. Well, they weren't on the bikes, but they were police bikes. And they were all standing around together talking. So I pulled up next to him on my bike and I go, can I park here? Someone's coming to get me. And I don't know who they are. So I want to be, in a bright area so they could find me.
You same lie? I don't know who they are, but him know say the girl look father. Him say the girl come here. Yeah, him say the girl come here too, The mother come there and him know the father. Just him don't know who they are. You hear? He might tell them, but them can't find him. A guy here, I see, take Jamaican feed that, Yeah? To come mash up the poor little baby them, Yeah, man, 150 years, Judge.
So they, one of the officers, yeah, sure, he walked over and showed me where to park, right? And it was over near in front of the museum. There's a fence way in front of the museum. So I was up against like the fence area. I parked, took, a helmet off, put it on the bike, and then walked over to where the screens are, the big screens, they're big TV screens. So I went there and then waving my hands. I had both my hands, like, over my head like this, going like that. And and I'm going in a circle because I don't know which direction they're coming from. I have no idea. I was but that was the TVs were really bright.
Limatel. Can know who come for him. Limatel. And he don't live far from them neither. Limatel, same place.
So he could see me, and which was good because the kid spotted me out and came over to me. And then that's when, the kid came, and the first thing I thought your uncle was coming. But I was kind of, at least I knew who this person was. And I go, and then I asked her, what was this all about? And she's like, she shrugged her head. She goes, I don't know. It's like, oh, so I didn't know. So I put the helmet on her. She gets on the bike, and then she takes me out of town. Now, I got lost because every time we had to take a turn, the first few turns we did fine. We got off. I took a right on St. James, took the first left there, and then we went up, and then we took another left, then took a right.
Them man drive with, let me tell you this, before you have Google, them drive on with a map, road map. And him did a long time and I went up and down and the first him go there. So him have him map and lie him a tell again. Well, listen to him, Him last. You hear him? All right, go and play him.
Right. And then after that, I think I took a right, but then it was the wrong way. And then I had to go about a half-mile turnaround because it was traffic. A lot of traffic. The whole downtown was full of people. It was like Christmas. So you got 1 million people at Sarm Sharp Square where the Christmas tree is. That's where the Christmas tree is. Well, in 2020. And then
I'm saying that where the Christmas tree is in 2020. So him know where I do. Him know where. Yes, you say him know the place. Okay, go and listen to him.
And then we got up.
May I dissect this interview because Judge, may I dissect the interview, yeah? Me tape him enough for where you sentence him. Nobody come at me about 5 years and 3 years and then send him home. 150 years. Send a strong message to them. Him too stink, man. Yeah, man.
I got lost a few times because she kept going, go this way. And then she said, go that way. And I found, like, you got to stop going. Tug on me, left shirt or right arm or left arm. You got to say right or left or pull my arm or something.
Yeah, when I say him last and pull him arm or what have you, you got to hear how close them there. Just listen to him, Him last, in this way, him there. Okay.
I do not know this way or that way because I went this way. And it was a right, and you said wrong, and then you say that way, and I took a right, and it's still the wrong way. So you got to tell me. I remember that because I'm like, it was frustrating because it was so much traffic, and then go the wrong way, and then you can't. It's hard to turn around because it's miles of traffic. So finally, she did get me up there, and I remember it was dark because it was a dark night. You can look. There's no moon out that night. It was pitch dark when she got out of all the lights, and there was no lights up there. So. And then when we got up there, I remember him jumping up and down like a little bunny rabbit, happy I'm there. And then,
So why the man see man jumping up and down happy, but the pitch dark. But you see man jump up like a bunny rabbit happy. In a pitch dark. Okay. All right. No moon.
I'm happy to see you. I'm happy when you read. Okay.
Yeah, excited to see me.
Why I'm happy though? Why I'm happy?
I don't know. I have no idea why I was happy. I'm like, what the heck's going on? So then he didn't say anything. He was just happy, and he was going like motioning me to come. So I got off, she had to get off the bike. Then I got off the bike and, parked the bike and then turned the light off. And then I couldn't see a dang lick of nothing. But I remember there's piles of gravel and, I think sand. I don't know. There's piles of, it's a construction site. And then they bring me to the right side of the building, the right side, and we go down. And I'm like, where the F we going? So what's going on? I'm like, can't see. He's got this little banger flashlight or phone-like thing, and it probably flashed a light about 2 feet, so I couldn't see nothing.
That's again and again. Because him alone depend what. So when him done there fix, but you still have a helmet fear. Eh? You hear him. Just go and listen. Him did like have him lighting about gravel and 2 feet down. Just go and listen him.
And I fell a few times. I remember falling down a few times, tripping on stuff, like blocks or pieces of blocks or something. And then we get off down the building. There's a door, on the left of the, as we're going down the right side of the building, there's a door, almost all the way down. And then that's where we went in. We went in that door. And then I remember stepping over concrete bags and, and some blocks, and we get in this room, and the only thing I see is 2 guys there. Well, I only saw the whites of their eyes. I couldn't tell you what they were wearing, but they were.
You can't see the whites of them eye, in the black, in the dark. You can't see the whites. Him say 2 guys. Oh, say 2 guys. You can't see the white in them eye. You hear what I just listen him good, Judge. Me no listen me. Listen me good 150 years because him talk to me. Me interview this guy. You notice me make sure him talk, you know. When me done, look if you not see me broke my pen. Just look. Just look. All right, just look.
Tall. You know, they were like, 6 feet tall or something. They were tall guys. Unless they
So I know so them are 6 feet tall. All right, okay.
were standing on something, I don't know, but they were tall. I only saw the whites of their eyes, couldn't tell you what they looked like. I couldn't tell you if they were dark skin.
They
showed me the height of them. They looked tall. And then
you don't know if them stand up on something, but they look tall. Okay.
Yeah, and all I saw was a stack.
You know me say if him don't know if them stand up on something, but they look tall. Them say over 6 feet, right? Okay.
Stack of blocks, a chair, a bunch of rope, and then this crackhead Rob takes off like lightning, gone. And he's the one with the flashlight. And the room was big.
What color is that rope? What color was that rope?
It was just blocks. I didn't see any. It was cement. It was not painted.
The color of the rope.
I don't remember. I think it. Now I can't remember. I just remember being some sort of rope. I don't remember in the color. I just remember seeing rope, and it was basically on top of a stack of blocks. I remember seeing some rope, a chair. We couldn't see much, and I saw some plywood against the wall, the door, some sort of plywood or boards up against the wall further away. And then this guy took off, and then I'm like, I'm in the pitch dark of this giant room, which is probably like a 16 or 18 by 30 foot room. And I'm like, what the frick? And it was unfinished. You know what I'm saying? It was just, it had walls, but there was no paint, or I don't even think it was rendered or anything. I think it was just black.
Orange, see that and it black. Yeah, hear him? Just listen him good enough. Hey, Judge, may I play this to you? Me tape it for no, because me doing the case soon. Him did done guilty for morning. Yeah? All right, let me go and listen to him.
And then he took off, and then I'm sitting in a pitch dark. I mean, it was dark outside, but now I'm like in a dark room. You ever been in a dark room?
You can't see nothing in the room.
You can't see nothing. You're all disoriented because you can't.
Dark. And the room is like Yeah, people. Me get him, Me say you can't see him say outside well dark, in the pitch black. Because in the black. Remember the moon out or nothing. And you just listen where I say good. Listen keenly. Judge, when you hear this, 150. But they are saying forget. 150 years. All right. Hear this. By what? 30 by...
I'm guessing, say, 25 to 30 by maybe 18 feet. I'm guessing. It was a good size. It was a good size room. I don't know if they were, going to divide it into rooms. I don't know what that room was. But then he took off and ran, he went straight and then took a left. And then it was, because once the light left, it was nothing. And I'm like, well, basically swearing what the is going on. And then the two kids grabbed my hand. Now, I remember Skinny grabbed my left hand.
I remember Skinny grab him left hand. I remember this, I read pedophile, listen, if we go, 150 years, me I talk about, and I joke me I make it up. Remember Skinny, the mother got there, God do things see my want to listen good. He must say Skinny grab him left hand. He must call them name. Jamaican little kids I call them name. I tell you when you're poor you have to deal with some people. You see, some pedophile come out and protect them and I talk about them are tourists and them are come about all kind of little things you see. When you think of slavery is this? All right. Listening.
Chubby grabbed my right hand, and because obviously they've been in this building, they grabbed my hand and pulled me to run. So I started, kind of running with them. Of course, they're kids and I'm an old man. I was like, but this whole thing, I was in this room for maybe in this house no more than a minute and a half. You know what I'm saying? We got in that room, and then lights, there's no lights. He takes off. So
in a minute and a half, everything we talk about the wall, no paint, every render, and two tall man, and him talking that I take him more than 2 minutes. Lie I tell again. And then grab him and a man run and then him run. Remember I can't see them eye them talk before. Him say a minute and a half, 1 minute and a half. 90 seconds. No more than that, him just say. Go listen him. Judge, you can go send for this, so listen this. Yeah, hear this.
And then next thing I know, we're
By the way, I'm confession here.
going down out of the damn building, and then we stop. Now I'm kind of concentrating on one wall.
In the minute and a half, you take note. So them have 2 men in the room. No, 3, because the father was there.
Yeah, right, the father's there too, which I don't know where he is.
The chair, the bed. Bed was in
There's
there,
no
right?
bed. No, there's no bed. I didn't see no bed. When we went down on the left, just before we went out, about I'm gonna say 8 to 10 feet before we came out that door, right? The kids stopped me, and there was a doorway on the left, right? And it was kind of lit up. It had like a little bit of light, like a laptop, or it could have been a night light. It was a very dim light. So it shined so I could see the doorway. I could see there was a little table on the right where the light was coming.
So him lie again, because him said there was no light at all, pitch dark. And now where your bed light and everything. You hear him again? You hear? When you hear him? All right.
And there was a bed up against the door. So you couldn't walk into the room. You had to get onto the bed. So there was a bed, obviously on a frame, because it was about, about 30 inches or 24 inches off the floor. And then it was up, like, if you look, it was up, I don't know if I can show you, like that. So the end of the bed was up in the air. So I'm trying to do it. So like this. So you have a bed, but the end was up. So there was blocks or something at one end, which is the.
So him say all these things, people. Him not said pitch dark. And the room dark. You much and one. Him spend 90 seconds. You see much thing him tell you in the house I do. Judge, open I hear this, you know. Me I play it back phone now. All right. Make him go and talk.
Furthest away. So I remember seeing that, and the kids, the little one goes, "This is where we sleep." And it's only a little, like, 30 inch. It's the size of my couch. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, so I'm asking them, how the heck, I mean, who sleeps there? I thought maybe one of the girls slept there, one of the girls slept somewhere else. And she goes, "No, me, my dad, and my sister sleep there." And I'm like, how the heck? I'm thinking they must stack one on top of the other, because I'm like, how is that possible? So, but I go, it's none of my business. I didn't give it, I didn't care.
So, I want remember, him attacking at the house, but the whole of this way him attack and all the bed stay out them hole in the bed and everything. You hear him? Yo, brother, if you don't get 150 years, me and the judge, man. But
she said, they both agreed that they, because I go, really? And they both said yes. And one's holding my right hand, one's holding my left hand. And then we were only there for like a few seconds. They just said, "This is where we sleep." And I go, "Oh yeah, who?" And they said, "Me, my dad, and things." So, it was not like a big conversation. And then we were out the door. We walked the 8 feet. And then as soon as we get out, crackhead Rob is right out there. And then he turned into, because the first thing I did, as soon as I get out
that mean, people, a crackhead Rob house. So, you have a crackhead Rob out there. Yeah, he out of the door, but you see them run out, But the girl, them sleep. And you run, but you see them outside. Hear this now. Hear this from the nastiness.
The door, I'm like, why didn't we come in this way? I'm parked right there. And then he turned into Tasmanian devil. And he was like, I'm like, I don't understand a word he was saying, but it reminded me of Tasmanian devil. Like, you can't understand him. So then I go, what was this all about? I couldn't see anything in there, right? And then he's going off, and then I'm like, I wasn't supposed to come out of there. I'm not, I'm like, and then I'm about to step off the landing, and it was like a 4-foot drop. One of the kids, I don't know which one, stopped me because I was about to, step off, and it was like a, 3 or 4 foot drop. So they go, no, the stairs are this way, because I couldn't see nothing. So then we went.
Okay, some can't see nothing again.
I don't know what's going on. It's like, tell your mom you're safe, but what does she want me to do? Because
Same can't see nothing. Remember, go back.
Straight down. I remember being water breaks on it, and it was another.
Well, remember, let's go back to this.
Yeah, babysit your kid. I gotta find a cab to drive. Starts talking to me saying, you gotta.
Well, let's go back to where we just.
Right, left side. And the front door is offset. If you're looking at the front of the house, the door is offset to the left. Right. So I couldn't tell you much about this. I couldn't tell you where windows. I never saw a window. I just know that where the back door is and where the front door came out is. Right. Because that's I have no idea. I used to build houses. So I go, it was just kind of an odd thing that the door was where after I stepped down, he kind of took off. He went going off. you know, and I, you know, because I'm asking the kids, well, is that normal? You come in the back door, and the kids go, no, and I'm like, what the frig's all going on? They go, I don't know, and so I, you know, that's why I believe the kids didn't know what was going on because I didn't.
But of them house, because you said the two of them sleep on the bed. So you said them never know them, and of them yard them there. You hear him? All right. Okay. Judge, more no hear him, you know. Listen him, me tape him, and look what me do. Come and find him guilty long time before, you know. All right. The mayor on a sentence him. Make sure not less than 150. All
know
right.
what was going on, but I believe I was not supposed to come out of that house. I think, and that's what the cops are. I think are protecting the story because the cops were in on this because I told them this story, and they don't even put this in their
report. Because in the picture, and when you go in there, 2 men like them 6 foot tall, and they have ropes in there, they have blocks in there.
Yeah, blocks in
there, and then run out, and you run out. Okay. So
yeah, I got out of there. The kids got me out of there quick. They grabbed my hands and got me out of that house. I couldn't tell you anything because I thought I was going there to help my son because the guy's an idiot. So I mean, I'm really pretty good with tinkering. I love tinkering and fixing things, you know. So I built like 3 houses. Actually, I built 2 houses here in Jamaica. I built one in Spanish Town and I built one in Old Harbor for the girl I married. But it was on family land, so I never was able to get anything back. The family wouldn't even give me my clothes back. So what happened to you after she stepped down on the step? Well, then they took me down the stairs, and then I followed the girls because they're following their dad, which went to the light. Right, it's the only light there is. So I'm guessing, you know, we're gonna talk because we haven't talked yet. He brought me up there, and we went through a building in about a minute and a half. And I'm like, what the frig's going on? And he hasn't said anything. So I go follow the girls, which are following the light to the light. And it was just this staircase, which giant steps. I remember the steps being up, you know, they're probably 18 to 20 inch staircase. I mean, I have short legs. I'm on like 5'6". This thing was made for a giant. I had, you know, I remember the staircase being really just ridiculous stairs, and he got to go to the shop, which was like 8 feet, you know, up. So he had to go up the stairs and in, and he's up there buying booze and drugs and, you know, his weed and I don't know, whatever. And the kids. So him not go up there, you know, but the man up there buy booze, drugs and weed, and him not know. Him lie, you know. 150 me a look. You're not, yeah, man. Bought some stuff, but I paid the bill. I gave the lady a $5,000 bill. And I go, boy, your money doesn't go far, does it? And she goes, no, it's kind of useless here. So, but I think the bill was around $3,200 or $3,400. I'm somewhere in there. I'm not positive what it was. I just remember she gave me some change back. And then, and I remember it taking a while because Crackhead Rob drinks a certain type of booze or whatever, and she didn't have that. So he was debating on whatever else, and it took him a while. But we're there for like 15, 20 minutes. And then finally, you know, I had a little conversation with the lady. I gave her the money, she gave me the money back. And then we go down these stairs, go back down. I think they might've been round too, or something round on the stairs, like they were inverted or something. I don't know. But then we go down the stairs and we go off to the right, and we're before the first house. Cause now he lives in the second house on the lane, which is basically right beside this building, this shop. This shop, I guess, is I think the back of the shop is the lady's house. But because it's a big building. And then, but to the left of that is that house, whichever we were at. I call it Crackhead House, right? And then there's another house before that. I remember because I could see the silhouette. Couldn't tell you much about it, except there's another house, there's another fence there. And then we're before that house. So we're about 20 to 30 feet before that house. And he sat on a block or something, sitting on something. I'm guessing it was a block. And then he starts talking to me saying, you know, you got to stay away from Sharon's house. It's bad up there. There's terrible things going on. It's not safe, blah, blah, blah. And it's all generic. He wouldn't say, you know, there's an axe murder or something and blew up, or there was nothing specific. It was just random.
So when you went away back with the little girl now. Him tell you to carry the little girl?
Yeah, after he started talking to me, first he's telling me to stay away from the house, and then it's so bad up there, it's so bad he had to bring his kids. That's when I knew he was lying, because he only brought the 2 kids that he's sleeping with. He didn't bring the boy, right? You have 3 kids, and they're all.
I understand. Yeah, I understand the boy. So we leave out the boy. We'll talk about the 2 back there. So
Now,
which one him tell him to carry down? Carry her back in the morning.
Yeah, because he started going in. He wanted the presents. He goes, "You got to bring me the presents, and take Chubby, because I don't know where the heck." I remember, I have no idea where I am. I can't even see a road because there's like
people. Boy, only here good enough. Himself take Chubby and give me a present. So you see the paper, you see why them have to sentence him. Not a week, yeah. A criminal, a rapist, a pedophile. You hear him? And take Chubby, no, I name now. All right.
I don't know where the road is. Like I'm in a path, but I don't know where the actual road goes. You can't see anything. So he's like, because I asked him when I found out he only wanted presents, and that's the only reason he really brought me up there, or to tie me up and kill me. I go,
you're wicked. Only you're wicked. All right, well,
I ain't giving you the presents. How do I get home? How do I get out of this place? So he started going off, telling me to. What do you like to say? He says that's when he said, "You take Chubby and you bring her back in the morning with the presents." And I go, "I can't babysit your kid. I gotta find a cab to drop off, like a couple hundred presents." I'm like,
"Yeah, we kid. So if you take Chubby and bring her back in the morning, we'll give you a 12-year-old daughter and say bring her back in the morning. If you're not, if you're child molester and will not do human trafficking, him to get 150 years. You say you never know she'll come, you soon hear him know her. You soon hear. Just go and listen. Him a liar. Him dangerous.
So I go, I can't do that. I got too much stuff to do. I didn't even want to come here. And he's like, "You listen to me. You hear me? You take Chubby and bring me the present in the morning." I'm like, "I ain't giving you shit." I'm like, these are for families that need it. I'm not giving him this stuff he's just gonna sell for some drugs. So I kept saying no at like 4 different times. I kept saying no, but he kept getting louder and getting more mean about it. And you got to remember now, it's about 20 to quarter, somewhere close to 8 o'clock, right? It's at least it was definitely after 7:30. So I don't know where I am. I know these guys didn't have good intentions to me to go in the back of a goddamn house. So I need to get the hell out of there, because now I don't feel safe anyway. And so I finally reluctantly agreed that, to take her. And then, so she gets on the bike. He's yelling at her to get on the bike. And I'm like, I did not want her. And the other kid, there's 2 kids were there. Now remember, there's Crackhead Rob and his 2 kids listening to him yell at me to take the kid home so he can get his presents. And I'm like, and I kept saying, "You ain't getting my presents." So then she gets home, and I wanted to bring her back because it took I'm guessing 10, 12 minutes. She took me down a goddamn mountain. I'm talking. It was like straight down. I remember being water breaks on it, and it was at least 1 or 2 roads going across way. So it was a big, long hit mountain to go down.
So you reach back to your home from there. It took you 10 minutes. Like 10
yeah,
minutes.
Yeah. She took me some back way. She took me down this mountain. We took some alleyway, and then we're back on Albion, right? So it's a mountain somewhere, and then we tossed 2 roads, and then we're on Albion. So I'm like, I don't know how.
Just one at a time. So it took you like 10 minutes to reach up, not 5.
Yeah. It took about 10, maybe a little bit more, but she got me home, and I was impressed, because I was like, it took me longer to get.
So she get him home. Remember, him don't know where there, but him just 10 minutes away from the house. So him just go out house. 10 minutes. 10 minutes, people. 10 minutes, him out drive. 10 minutes. But him don't know where him there. And I talk about back way and all kind of things, Judge, just listen him. All right. Me grab him.
Get up there than it did to get home.
10 minutes to reach down. Okay.
Yeah. So then
what happened?
I got home.
Right?
I was looking at the time. I go, I got time. I could bring you home. And she was like not feeling well. She said she was sick. She wanted to use the bathroom. And I'm like, and I'm really thinking as a dad, I'm like, this girl does not want to sleep with her father. And then she said she was sick, and I go, well, I have medicine because I brought a pharmacy with me, right? I brought like a bag full of every kind of medicine made by man, because in America it's easy to get and it's cheap. Here you got to wait in line for ever to get anything.
But Uncle, one thing with Jamaica though, that doctor that tell you, even if me you take the same medicine but it prescribes to you, me have to be careful. But anyway, go on.
Yeah. Well, I only have one prescription. Well, no, I think I have like 2 prescriptions, but everything else was generic. Because in America, you just go to.
So he might tell me about America when me run up and down that place same way, and him don't know. And he might tell me about America and can get every drugs we built by a man. Where you carry them drugs there in our place for? Figgy people, and him and a doctor. Him should I get charged of that too? Should I get charged of this too? You hear him? All right.
You can go to Walmart and pick. They've got a giant pharmacy. You can pick as long as it's not prescription. But because I brought like aspirin and cold medicines and nasal medicine, everything, because you never know. I actually got
pharmacy also. Yes, those kind of
I just brought stuff because I didn't know I was going to be here. I was going to be here for a while, and I just was prepared. And what I usually do is I bring a bunch of stuff, and whatever I don't leave, I usually give it away anyway.
Oh, so you bring about a lot of stuff. You always have a lot of gifts and things. But you give
yeah. I came with 4 suitcases and 2 barrels. When I got out of jail, I only had two suitcases.
Okay.
I only ended up with 2 suitcases of clothes left out of everything I brought, because everything that was in packages, brand new T-shirts, the white T-shirts, I had 12 packs. Those are gone. Brand new underwears, impacts, gone. Brand new Axe spray kits, gone. Everything, dress shirts, gone. Everything that was in packages disappeared because it was Christmas. When I was there, lighting the loafers, whoever he was making piles of my stuff while I was still there. So it's I know.
I don't want to go to that yet.
Okay.
Go to that. So we can finish. We don't want to stray too far because we don't want
to lose.
So when you want to carry her back, after she reached down and you finish up, now you want to carry her back. What you said?
Yeah, I wanted to carry her back. She was sick, and then finally, she ended up telling me, because I go, I figured she could, get medicine. I was like, then she said she was seeing her period, and I'm like, well, I don't.
I'm 12-year-old. I tell him, not our father, nothing. Why a little baby? I tell her say, and when she go down the far, them time there, and she has her period. Why baby? Where must say, Judge, more to listen to me now. Not 150 years, This is a pedophile in our place long time, All right. I
don't think I have much for that. It's like you could, you're kind of on your own on that, because you could look, I have aspirin. So, but I did give her my phone, because she got her in the house and she went to the bathroom. And I gave her my phone, which I had to unlock and give her my phone so she, call her mom. And I go, well, tell your mom what happened. I don't know what's going on. It's like, tell your mom you're safe, but what does she want me to do? Because I can bring her to her house, because she lives, maybe a mile up the road up in Paradise. So they'll go. So
I'm going to carry her to my house in my ride bike. So instead of asking mom what happened, because the mom says she never know what happened, nothing like this, It's not in the court document. So why never just carry her there? No, you show me an angle, because remember I draw out everything out of him, Remember that, Me just a dissect it, make the judge, me I show the judge, say, me mash him up in the case long time, him guilty long time. Me just a show them. Just to come and deal with him. Up
a couple roads, but it's not that far. So I don't know. She went to the bathroom, which you got to go into the bedroom, and then there's a bathroom in there. But she had the door closed to the bedroom, so I was like, I don't know. She, beats the heck out of me. So I turned on TV, and I turned on looking for something to watch, and I found a Fire Stick, and I was watching it was like a documentary on space travel or something. And it was like 3 hour. I remember it being like a 3 hour documentary, and I end up falling asleep through half of it. But I remember her coming out a few times. And when she came out one time, I asked her for a pillow, because, I was on the couch. I asked her for a pillow, and I can remember I'm pretty sure I may have grabbed it, because it's right around the couch. I think.
So I'm pretty sure I grab it. And him could remember, after I fall asleep, I remember asking her for a pillow. And him sleep on the couch. You hear how I put out him thing? Right away you see to him. Just look how me I look on him. Look how me I move.
Grab the pillow. So I remember getting a pillow because it's a 1 bedroom and I only have 2 pillows, right? And then so I was laid down on the couch watching TV and she came in to ask me to unlock the phone. And she did that, I believe, 4 times.
Yeah.
Come out on her. What she said she was doing in the room is watching. She was playing with the phone, playing games. I guess.
Him just say watching, then him change it to playing. All right.
I think I read it, and her said she was playing a game. I'm like, but which makes sense. I mean, she's a kid. But all I remember is she went in there and she came out a few times because I remember asking her a couple times, did you get in touch with mom? She goes, no, I'm still calling, but I haven't reached her yet. And I'm like, okay, so I wasn't really worried about it. I wasn't thinking about it. I'm like, I got to figure out what to do with it in the morning because I'm not bringing the presents to, the crackhead route. So all I know is that I kind of
crap him attacking and I bring present to crackhead and him figure out after him asleep, He must sleep. But you must sing him attack? All right.
nodded off watching a movie. And then I remember waking up and I had to take a leak and I went outside because I didn't want to wake her up. So I just went outside and came back in and I sweat. Like right now, I'm soaking wet. I sweat like crazy. Well, anyway, I was laying on the couch and I remember coming back to lay back on the couch. And when I got on, I was freezing because, the couch is now soaking wet. And now I'm cool from going outside. And then I remember being wet. But even when the cops came, I even said, check the couch. I only have 2 pillows in the house. And one's on the couch. And just check the couch. It's soaking wet. I didn't pee the couch. I'm just sweating. So I don't know. After that, like I said, the cops came. Actually, all I heard was a noise out front when I heard them come. And when I looked out the window, all I see is silhouettes of, guys with guns. And I'm like, what the frick? And so, where I am, I always heard gunshots all the time there. It's like, sometimes for 45 minutes straight, it sounded like World War II going on over there. So I ended up, I remember seeing the guys with guns, couldn't see who they were because it was just so dark out. I saw silhouettes because there's a street light further away and you could so you see the silhouettes of them, but I couldn't see
okay.
uniforms.
But police, the police, the vested glowing night in that.
Yeah, I did not see any of that till, like I said, I did not, all I saw guys with guns and I go, we're in front of glass. So I was
rifle?
I saw, it looked like some guys had rifles, some guys had I could see they had guns. You could tell.
It's in the dark, and the clothes growing dark, Can them have something where, right, apps? We can't see our police, don't. Okay, but him not see, but him can't see them gun and I tell you what kind of gun them have. Okay. All right. Gun them in the black, right?
You
see them eye like when you see the one in the house?
No, I couldn't. All I saw was silhouettes. Remember, these guys are like 40, 50 feet away. So I could only see silhouettes of guys with guns. And it would look like there was a 10 or 12 of them. And then I immediately got her out of the front of a window and I ran in because she's in front of a window, get in the thing. And I go, bad guys, because I told bad guys with guns, come, so I wake her up and she goes, what? I go, there's guys with guns.
Him says in front of the window, Him say bad boy gun, him says so I wake her up. And that him just say, listen again. So the police, the vested glowing night in that.
Yeah, I did not see any of that till, like I said, I did not, all I saw guys with guns and I go, we're in front of glass. So I was
rifle?
I saw, it looked like some guys had rifles, some guys had I could see they had guns. You could tell there was guns.
You see them eye like when you see the one in the house?
No, I couldn't. All I saw was silhouettes. Remember, these guys are like 40, 50 feet away. So I could only see silhouettes of guys with guns. And it would look like there was a 10 or 12 of them. And then I immediately got her out of the front of a window and I ran in because she's in front of a window, get in the thing. And I go, bad guys, because I told bad guys with guns, come, so I wake her up and she goes, what? I go,
so I wake her, remember she's in front of the window, and then him say bad boy gun, and then wake her up. Never touch it up on the body, and she in front, even in front of the window, okay. All right. So
there's guys with guns. I'm waiting for them to start shooting. So I bring her into the bathroom because it was surrounded by concrete. It's like, if they start shooting, they got to shoot through, 8 inches of concrete. So, and I said, if they start shooting, lay down in the shower, because chances are they're going to shoot in a straight line, not, up and down. You know what I'm saying? Usually if people are shooting straight across. So I ended up, I just waited in there until I could see through the bathroom window that they looked like they were wearing costumes. I was like, what? Because I'm like, what the heck's going on? So once I saw that they might be police, I came out and say, hey, I'm unarmed, don't shoot. And then
so before you never know it was police at all?
No, I couldn't tell. Nobody ever said. I never heard anybody say there's police here. I never heard anything. I just saw them trying to break through windows, and I'm like, what the frick? I thought it was just bad guys with guns trying to break in.
So I'm saying they're 50 feet away, but they might try to break through window. Okay.
But once I kind of saw that it was a few with uniforms, because I could only see through the window. I was looking through the window, and then I could see, because I'm looking through a hall. It's an alleyway. But I wasn't.
Okay, you see back in the part of the room, you see 12 of them, but you couldn't make out their uniform.
When I first was looking at the front, which is the front of the house, there looked like there was an army of them. Looked like there was like a dozen people. I didn't actually count. I just saw a bunch of people, and they looked like they had guns, and I'm like, what the? Is it an invasion? So I'm not sure what was going on. And then, I immediately got out of there, because I didn't want to start shooting up the freaking house. There's nowhere to hide because it's all window. So we ended up, went to the bathroom, stayed in there until I saw they might be police. And that's when we went through to the front door. I, opened.
There might be police. Lima telling her. Okay.
The door, and then Fat Bastard came in.
Open the door. Are you open the door? They call it.
No, I opened the door. I opened the door because I had to unlock it. It has a lock, and you had a grill, right? You had a grill. You had to unlock that, and then you had a deadbolt on the door, and a lock. So there's two. There's at least 2 locks on the actual door, and then there's the grill, which had a lock, right? A padlock. So then I open that up, open the door. As soon as I open the door, he whips it open, and he comes in and he shoulder checks me. He just like plows. And the guy's like a walking refrigerator. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? And nobody told me who they were. There was no good morning. There was no, I'm, Lieutenant, Corporal Dumbass.
They just came in 5 o'clock. What time is that now? Like
it was early. It was before 5 o'clock. It was still, you have to
like after 4.
Yeah, it was probably after 4, because that's when it just got light where you could see it. And then now who came in was Fat Bastard was first, then Light and the Loafers, and then it was the 2 minions. The rest of the guys,
don't fierce and disrespectful though. Everybody in Jamaica in this, him have a racist tendency about him, Yeah, man. A pedophile, this man. Sharp pedophile. Yeah, man.
I saw him in the background.
What his name? You have his name?
This Fat Bastard, Light and the Loafers, which is a tall, skinny guy. And then you had Minion 1 and Minion 2.
Original name, because Fat Bastard is who?
I don't have a clue. I think Fat Bastard's name is R. Fletcher. I saw
him say him have a clue, but R. Fletcher. And him say, listen, Fletcher.
Yeah. I think his name was R. I don't know what the R, I'm thinking retard. But he sounded like he's a high school dropout bully. That's all he sounded like. And he was torturing a kid. He was the first one that started screaming at this kid. And the kid's like a little pipsqueak. And then he's like, almost 6 feet tall, screaming. He's like, probably 280 pounds. And he's freaking screaming at this poor little kid. And I'm like, and she's telling the truth. She's like, I was in there. He was sleeping on the couch. And I'm like, and then the lady, the landlord shows up. She was like cringing. She's like, oh, because he's, torturing this kid. And then the 2 of them, Light and the Loafers and Fat Bastard.
Tell me now, when you say torture, what them do? Trying out by her head.
No, they're right on top of her, yelling down at her. What was going on? She was just screaming. It's like she was telling him. And then the 2 of them they're asking her 2 different questions. You ever interrogate, they're like interrogating the Taliban, right? You're asking 2 different questions. So no matter what you answer, you're lying, right? And she's like, why are you trying to confuse me? He's sleeping on the couch. He was watching TV. What's going on? And I'm like,
I'm lying at that. She tell the police. She tell the police go on. Got that read out to the court. That's why them sentence him. Them find him guilty. Them are sentence him the 15th of May. Nasty piece of crap.
I was sleeping. Look at the couch. Go check I kept telling these cops, check the couch. One, there's a pillow there. All you have to do is count the two.
Yeah, so tell me now. So why them charge you for rape and kidnapping?
They charge me for kidnapping somebody on a motorcycle from a place I don't know where to get to.
And
then they charge me for touching her, right? For touching her and then supposedly raping her. And I told them, I have ED. I'm dead serious. It's like, I'm like, you can't make up this crap. And then, but I told the cops exactly what I told you what happened. If the cops seem to know what happened, because listen, I did not know what was going on. You got to understand, I had no idea what was going on. Now, they did. Supposedly, this guy called them. I didn't find out for 5 days. 5 days later, I was told that the father called the police, right? Now, here's a question. If someone kidnapped your kid, why didn't you beat the cops there? You know what I'm saying? You know where I live. And they didn't figure that out. The guy doesn't even show. He calls his buddies.
You say you know where I live. So him say never know the man and know nothing about the man and all kind of thing. Yeah, you might be. Hey, him does a spider this, in his own web.
And he goes to sleep and he doesn't even show up. And you don't think there's something a little wrong here? It's like, this was a setup. This guy.
So why them say them carry the charge to Sasoka, right? And you tell me last time say it's the cop them might have molested her, right? 5 cops, right?
Well, I don't know. Look, now this is the thing. They charged with rape. Now they took everything but what? Now, if you rape somebody, right, you take evidence. First thing, if I was investigating, I'd be grabbing the damn sheets. They didn't take the sheets. They took everything else. They took all my personal shit, right? So why didn't they take the sheet? That's what the mother said to me. The mother does my laundry. She goes, you have white sheets. They would have, if you really did it, they should have taken the sheets. She goes, I know you didn't do it, right? She goes,
even them don't get just remind, even them don't get the cheat, them can't know if the child get penetration or something. So we know say it's not just the sheet alone. But anyway, go through still.
But you would grab something. So one, they didn't grab the sheets, right? 2, they didn't check her that she got raped for 5 days. 5 days later. Right? So how are they going to check for someone rape days later? You would check that person for rape right then and there. You bring her to the hospital and check, right?
You don't know that, I don't know woman get pregnant like days after, got 3, 4, 5 days after. Them still get pregnant after a while, and them can't get rape and them still check her. Them know if them check her or not. He won't tell him I tell her I can't lie at this, Liar. Coming like a politician train him. He got second in lineage.
But they charged me 5 days later. They charged me before she even was checked. It's like insane.
Now they have to come out to Soka, So all right. So them have to do the medical and then them charge you. So them 5 days after them charge you. So
they charged with this, and I go, I never touched the girl. I didn't even want the girl. Never mind, I was tired as hell.
Him didn't want the girl, baby. You couldn't. Hey, you should have run. Hey, let me just stop that. Hey, Ops, can you imagine you have a piece of shit here? I tell the file, can you imagine you have a piece of shit around you? See, then I change my talk about I don't want the girl. You hear him?
I was working on my bike all day. I did not even want to go up there.
You never even want her, right? You tell them that?
I didn't even know she was up there. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know anything was going on. I had no idea. To this day, I have no idea where this even place is. The only people that know where it is the people involved with this whole setup. You tell me the cops didn't know, you know what I'm saying? The father calls and he doesn't show up. Even though you can, like I said, you can call the mother right now. I'll give you her number and you can ask her. She's going to tell you because she was, this was her boyfriend for a while. She knows he's a piece of crap. She knows that this whole thing was a setup. That's all he does is scam. So this was a camp. I'm sure he got paid next to nothing for these cops.
You tell her it's a pimp, yes, because the father pimp him no say him go there and the situation him him look dirty thinking thing them when buy in a dollar store. Go catch the little people them in Jamaica. This have a nasty piece of shit. Eh? Yeah, man.
But they gave him something. You know, nobody lies for free.
Them pay the father to set you up.
Yeah. This was a complete set. They brought me there. I have no idea where it is. Sends me there with the kid. And then it's like, then he calls the cops saying I kidnapped her, and it turns into that I supposedly raped her and everything. Oh, and according to the cops, this Dane Isaac report, I kept her for days. Not only did I keep her, you know what I'm saying? This only happened for the few hours. And they put in it that I kidnapped her, kept her for days. I'll
that none of the report. Call them the sentence him, so that none of the report. But
show you the report. Kept her for days and raped her. Never mind, I wasn't even home. And you could call Mikey. I was at his shop. So where the heck is all this days involved?
The whole thing is
lie after lie after lie.
So hold on. So all the time she come at your home is when her mom come wash her clothes. She will come and sweep.
Yeah. She comes
buy food and give them. You give them food, right? All the time.
Yeah. She was taking care of me, like, you know, she was doing my laundry. She's cooking for me, which I love because I can't boil water. I was like, and usually if by myself, I'm living off.
Yeah, can't buy water, but buy some little dollar store sitting and can't go catch poor people in Jamaica and trouble the little baby then. Eh?
Peanut butter and jellies, you know, stuff, simple things that I can make. But it comes to cooking. I tried making popcorn a few nights ago. I had to throw the pan away. I mean, all I do is burn.
You're them a big on what list? Yeah.
I burn anything. I cannot do it. So my mom said, keep me out of the kitchen. I was married for 25 years to this girl. She kept me out of the kitchen. So I don't cook. I never cooked. My family always cooked for me. You can call my family. They'll tell you. My mom goes, you can't cook. So
as on the Friday notice, me not laugh with him, you know. You notice? All right.
Yeah. So all I know is they charged me. Now, according to Dane Isaacs, he's the one that charged me. Okay. That's a different big thing because he never said anything to me. He only thing, this Dane Isaac, which was, I call Minion 1 because I never knew his name, but I found out the guy introduced himself to me. And I was like, now, if somebody kicked you in the ball, slapped you, or arrested you, you're going to remember who that person is. I was never, ever charged until 5 days later. Huh?
Someone, they kick you in the balls?
No. I'm just saying, if somebody did that to you, you're going to remember who they were, right?
Okay.
I don't remember who this guy was because he never did what he said he did. He was Minion 1. He always had his, his face shield on, and which is, that big, they wear this whole, not a face mask. It's a whole shield around their whole head. The only thing he had was his eyes. It's a short, chubby guy. He's a little shorter than me, and he's pudgy, kind of chump. Little, he's probably 225, 250, and he's about 5'3". You know what I'm saying? So he's a short, pudgy guy, and that's Dane Isaac. And I even talked to him. I was like,
I'm ups. You have police a 5'3", well, like 250 pound, 5'3". That little bit, like 5 years little. You have that apps? Tell me them, let me know. He might give me the description, Yeah.
Oh, you lied. So you believe I've got magical powers and I can kidnap somebody on a motorcycle from a place I don't even know how to get to. Because
him no know if he get to, but him come off and reach him 10 minutes. You see him lie? Go on, listen.
That's the whole thing. They're saying I went up, according to police, I went up there, kidnapped this girl, and then took her home. But that doesn't even make any sense. Because you're saying it happened over days. Huh?
The father said out with you, so you cover with you.
Yeah, but like I said, their report is so contradiction of itself because first they said they come in the morning, right? And I've supposedly had her for days, and this literally she was only there for a few hours. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it was like, what? She was here around 8 o'clock to whenever you got here. And then they're searching through my house. So I was never served a search warrant.
8 hours, not 1 day, just 8 hours, right?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, it was like, say they got there at 4 o'clock, so 8 to 4. So whatever it was. But I never touched her. I didn't even want the kid. I was like,
you even not think of it, so you don't want the kid. Do you hear him? Hey, Judge, 150 years, me look plan for you, All right, do you hear him? Just listen to him.
Wanted to get rid of the Christmas presents, which I never got. The Christmas presents all disappeared. You know, I was like, so far, 3 lawyers has never gave me a list.
Hey, eyes on the fence. If I see my finger start moves up on my face, you know I say, at the verdict now come up with it,
of the seized items, because they didn't seize anything. They just stole everything. You know what I'm saying? I gave you the main list. Didn't you get it? Didn't I give you the stolen list?
Yes, I have the list.
Yeah, which, because I had envelopes. Now, I think I even showed you a picture of the envelopes. They took my money, but left the envelopes and the wrappers to the money. They took my phone, but left me the case. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and I showed the cop I showed the cop the phone that the guy called me all night, which would prove, now, if he called me, right, and then he called whoever the cops, it would show. If the cops should have known right there, I was not lying. But instead, they just took the phone and hid the phone, which had the evidence, proving that I'm not lying about none of this.
Yes.
Which proves now, if they're trying to hide the whole thing, that means they're involved in it, right? Why would you hide this whole thing?
So the way you're telling me that the police involved in that. And then
the police are involved in the whole thing. They're trying to cover this whole thing. Never mind the fact that I had a stroke in jail because they refused to give me my medication, right? Refused to give me my medication the whole damn time. Actually, until I believe I got it because the lawyer was trying to.
The police tell us something about racism. What them said to you?
Oh, they hate white people. I got that. Not all of them. You got to understand, there's definitely more bad cops than there were good cops. I can tell you that. But there was some good cops that were definitely trying to help me a little bit, and some cops couldn't help me.
What said to you?
Oh, the cops, well, they would be coming in and say, it's because of you. Our ancestors were enslaved, all this, and I'm like,
no police. They come to him. When police are beat Jamaica and tell us say stories. And we can't tell you, hey, one thing, no police not gonna look for him and go to him and say, all because of you. My ancestor was slave. And they say the cops them come to him and tell him that he's racist. Yes, I'm like, 150 years. And I joke me, I make 150 years. Yeah.
Family didn't get into America till during World War II. How the heck did that? I have anything to do with that?
I tell you the truth, with those cops who say that, I would allege say that would be the first time, and I burn bad police, but police more like.
There was more than one that did that. There was more than one. It seemed like they hired all the dumbasses.
Up, them one people. Not even walk on the beach and Mobile, not all, because them take us like. Them angle us more like classes and things.
I gave you the audio of the cop threatening me how much he hates white people, right? I sent you an audio. It was a bad cop, but when I got thrown back in jail a second time, and they never told me what I was being charged with that time. I was like, I didn't understand this. And I hired a different lawyer. I hired McCurdy. All he did, I gave him $100,000, and all he did was 3 minutes in court, him and the judge throw me in jail. And then I find out through the intercom tells me the judge signed that you left the country and threw you in jail. You know what I'm saying?
No, you can't make this up. You left the country? Did they travel out?
I'm not. Technically, the intercom says you don't exist in this country. You're not here. So you see me right now. I'm here in Jamaica, and I'm kidnapped here. But according to the paperwork that the judges signed, I've left the country.
Okay.
But they've got my.
So you didn't travel out after the whole incident and come back? You didn't?
No, I was in jail most of the time.
Okay.
I was in jail for 99 days. Where I was being tortured, I was being beaten, I was being threatened.
What them use them torture you? Them torture in there. What and what?
Oh my God. Well, I was not barely allowed food, right? I was barely allowed anything. Most of I got for food was through the kindness of Jamaican prisoners that were in there. I was the first, I think, 3 days, I never was allowed any food. for at least 3 days.
Same thing. Remember, you know, him gets choked in there, you know. And him a talk about him go doctor, but him not, and them not give him food for 3 days. Not supposed to be a dead guy this. Strokes, you know. And no, them not give him food for 3 days neither, right? Okay. All right. Yes. That is.
I was not allowed food. I was not allowed my medication. That's when I had a stroke because I need special medication, and they didn't give me the medication, so I ended up having a stroke. Then they refused to give me to the hospital. I still can't. My left hand is still numb. So the stroke, my whole left side went numb. Matter of fact, when
left side, I'm attack straight. Man with stroke. When left side, no man, am I right? Eh? All right.
When the prosecutor came to charge me, first thing she said was, "What's wrong with you?" Because I had a waddle on my right foot because I couldn't feel my left leg wouldn't work. My left arm was everything was like a noodle. I had no muscle control of anything. So she asked me, "What is wrong with you?" And I go, "I don't know. I need special medication to take every day. They won't give me my medication. They won't bring me to the hospital." And she goes, "I could care less." What you know what I'm saying? She could care less. Then she wanted she goes, "We're going to charge you." Huh? She goes, yeah, she didn't care less. She goes, "Yeah, whatever." And I go,
"You're the first white man at Jamaican because them Anglos like that, you know, not white."
Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, I was treated bad, but there was other guys that were treated worse. There's 2 guys that I was in jail with, and they literally beat the living crap out of them. Like beat them. I mean, I was beat down basically 3 times by cops. First one was
him have stroke. Him not eat 3 days, and then beat him, and him not dead. And him attack and him body function all right. You see it? Yeah, hear this? When the man got wheel like dirt, them not this white people like this in Jamaica. And neither Chinese. You hear what I tell me, say? You hear me I tell him? All right.
The Minion one who was bashing me with the M16 to get out of the house. Now that's
where lick you with the M16.
Yeah, you know how the slap across your chest. Let me try to hold it. So it's across his chest like this. So he's got his hands with his chest, and he's like, "Let's grab something." So he's taking it like this. He's going, bam, bam, let go. You know, it's time to go. Everything seized. You know, and it's like
holding on something. You're holding on it when him say let go.
No, standing there, and he's taking his damn machine gun and smashing it against my chest. So I go, that hurts, right? You know, it's like, and then I go, I need my medication because I didn't want to go anywhere with my medication. But I grabbed my medication and I grabbed 200 US and which the guy watched me. This is Lighten the Loafers. Watched me take my money out of the envelope, and I grabbed 200 US and I grabbed 22,800 Jamaican, right? And then the guy, the Lighten the Loafers goes, "Is that all you're gonna take?" And I'm like, because I'm thinking this is like a little more than $50,000. I'm like, well, how much money I didn't do anything. How much money do I need? And he didn't answer me. I'm like, what's going on? Nobody would tell me what was going on. Because remember, I did not know anything. All I know is what happened. What happened. I got, the kids here. And then they were going through. Remember, Lighten the Loafers kept going through my stuff. But he watched me get my money out, which I grabbed. And that envelope at the time had 58 $100 bills. I grabbed 2, which left 56 $100 bills in that envelope alone. Now, you got the pictures. I had 4 envelopes of money, and they were all in different places. Now, the landlord told me these cops were going through everything. They're dumping out your suitcases, emptying everything out, going through everything. Obviously, they took my credit cards. They took my money. They took everything worth anything and left me crap. They left me, the clothes I have on my back. Yeah, but the thing is, I was never served a search warrant, and they stayed in my house while they kicked me out. For hours. They were going.
If you have the girl in the house and have a search warrant, people, when them go there, you hear it. Search warrant for the what?
Going through my stuff.
No, you see, what happened? They told her that,
the landlord told me they stayed in there for hours going through my stuff. They stayed.
Override the search warrant. They're coming to do a rescue. So they're not going to serve you a search warrant for that. Yeah?
Okay.
So, yeah.
Why? Yeah, what? But they're going through my stuff, and then everything disappears. So I know damn well they took it. Nobody else is going through my stuff.
Things. All right, tell me something. I'm going back up a little bit. When you call the little young girl, what's her name? What do you call her? What's her name?
I call her Chubby. I think her nickname is Chums. I couldn't tell you. I call one skinny and one's chubby because she's not like fat. She's she's not fat. She's just, I don't know. She's bigger than the other girl. She just looks normal, really. She's not a skinny girl, right? The little one's skinny and the other one's, a little thicker. Like I said, I don't really know their ages. I didn't have conversations with these girls. It's more like how's school.
You know what I'm saying? I don't have conversation. Yes, still him say, him and the little one more chat. The other one do less talking. Okay, all right.
How you doing today? I didn't really have, I was more talking to the grandmother or the mother. You know what I'm saying? The mother was loving me. She always give me a hug and kiss. The grandma give me a hug and kiss.
You said a little more want to talk about the thicker one don't talk to you. You said the thicker one don't talk.
The thicker one don't. Well, the one they took away, the one they said I did all this to, she doesn't really talk. She's kind of just quiet.
But
she doesn't.
Smaller one talk to you. The
small one she talks to me. She once in a while she'll even call me. The little one she'll call me just to.
And him just said him not talk to him. You hear me call him? When I hear what me had to do him, Judge, open and watch this and hear it 150 years.
Yeah, I'm doing. She goes, "Are you all right?" She sounds so cute. She's like, "I was checking on you. I just wondering if you're okay."
You sound cute.
My sister is worried about you too, and it's like, oh, that was kind of her. I hope she's okay too. But so they kind of keep in touch with me because they feel bad, like they feel real. Actually, I bumped into somebody else. I think Friday. They said they were talking to the grandma. And she goes, the grandma misses you because you always make her laugh. And because we'd make jokes and we'd make each other laugh. But yeah. I mean, I was friends with the family. I didn't know this crackhead Rob. I'm just, I'm a kind person. All these presents were going to be given away, except my personal stuff. They took my father's watch, who's dead. I usually don't wear it out. I wear it as a good luck charm. So I wore it to fly here.
So all right, let me just ask two questions. So when the young girl at home and she said she having a period, you never have nothing to help her. So you give her something.
Yeah, I didn't know what she was gonna do. I thought maybe, I don't know, she's maybe gonna use toilet. I don't know. I never went in to check. She came out, I believe at least four times. I think she might have went in the kitchen to get something to eat or drink. Because when she's there, when she's there with her mom, they don't really, I just get whatever. If you see it, you can eat it. I don't, not going to keep you from eating something. If you want it, take it. So she might have went to the kitchen to get something to eat. I really wasn't paying much attention because I kept like nodding off. I was watching the movie nodding off. I was just tired. And then, but I remember So
on a documentary, I watch again, it's a movie and another half, okay?
Coming to me a few times, asked me to unlock the phone. And I believe that was at least 4 times. Her asked me to unlock the phone, which I just, the last time.
But after she start playing with the phone and start, if you unlock it like 4 times.
Yeah. So when I was, like I said, I was on the couch. Pretty much laying down watching TV. But the last time, because she kept coming in, and I go, here, I just showed her how to do it. I remember how now, but I showed her how to unlock the phone. And then, sent her off, and she went back into the room. Did you get in touch with mom yet? No, not yet. And then I'm guessing, because I nodded off. I guess she nodded off. I don't remember. And then next thing, like I said, I got up. Remember getting up. Once I woke up, I had to pee, and I ended up going out. And then I came in and I paused the movie. And then laid back down. I remember going on the couch, and it was like ice cold because I was soaking wet.
Well,
and
she was watching a movie. She was watching a movie.
No, she was in the bedroom. There's no TV in the bedroom. She was in the bedroom. So the bedroom was right beside the living room. It goes living room, bedroom. It's just like one room. The kitchen is on one end and the bedroom's on the other end. And then you have the living room in the middle. And that was it. It was a cute little apartment. I mean, I could send you pictures if you want of what that looked like. It's just an Airbnb thing I rented, and that was all paid for. So everything was paid for in full. The rental. The only thing I had to do was pay for food and gas for the bike. That's it. I love that damn bike, but nobody knows where it went. The last I heard, a cop told me the cops had it, and another guy told me he saw the cops with it. So it's like, so I had 2 different people saying the cops have your bike. And I went around looking for months and months, and all the police would go stop at one police station, they'd send you to go to the next police station. It was just a big loop. And then when you get to the final one, they send you back to the first one. And it's like, it's just ridiculous. It was like, huh? It's like, how do you find vehicles? If you know, it's like, this makes no sense. I know this, my bike is in one of these cops' garages. I know that's true. Because they stole, like, I had an envelope of $2 bills. I had an envelope of.
Let me ask you something though. When you come to yard from the first time, when the first time you come to Jamaica?
Oh my God. It was like over 15 years ago.
Oh, so you always carry your present for kids and everything from your coming.
Yeah, no matter what, I always bring stuff for kids. I came with soccer balls. I came with dolls. I came with just tons of stuff. I came with domino kits.
Cars and things to help a lot of kids.
Yeah, cars, trucks. I had little dolls. I mean, little like teddy bears, like for baby type stuff. I didn't bring some diapers. I brought baby bottles. I brought baby wipes. I brought tons and tons of crap. I remember I shipped 2 barrels. A lot of it was electronics, TVs, DVD players, laptops, tablets, watches. So I was giving, friends, my friends gifts and just random people that I knew were poor. I wasn't giving to people that lived in a nice house. These were for people that lived in the things I call chicken coops. They're just little wooden shacks.
Yeah. No, man, tell us, say, the pedophile man, pay poor and needy, man. You tell me everything in front of me there, man.
And that's what I did. I had 3 families I really helped out. One was, the Sharon family, that this whole thing was messed up because I had 10 bags of presents for that one family. Now, indeed, a lot of it was food, but I did live, every single person got a personal item. I couldn't remember what they are now. I think I gave Sharon like earrings. I think the little one, I was giving her a doll. And the teenager, I remember giving Sharon, because it was before Christmas, I did give the mother a tablet so she could have the 3 kids share it to do their homework, right? So
that's the little girl when go rape. Mother get a tablet. Here this.
I gave him a nice tablet because I sent I think 24 tablets down here, right?
So this incident, hold on. This incident happened just 1 year and what? 1 year.
This whole thing happened. Well, it all started on the 23rd of December, 2020. They showed up Christmas Eve morning, the 24th.
3 months, around 15 months.
And I was in 99 days. Yeah, in jail for 99 days. And that's not a jail. It's a concentration camp / torture center. That's all it is. You're in a
you only 150 years, sir.
Dark dungeon cell, and you don't have a working toilet. You have no access to water. It's insane. Yeah. It looks like it's from the 1700s. It's rusted and it's unsafe.
It is. And the first make me laugh, because it is from them time the dungeon, and in them for only 350 years. This is a pedophile. Straight 1700, and that is what the prisoners stay in Jamaica in. Yes.
Yeah. It's a concentration camp. It's a Nazi mentality.
With that kind art. When you're from Boston, right? Originally.
Outside of Boston. Well, I'm originally from Connecticut, but I've been living actually in a little town was called Holland. It's between Worcester and Springfield. Between Worcester and Springfield.
People hear the question when I ask him now. Judge, more to listen,
So it's like I'm like an hour and 20 minutes from Boston.
Okay. So when you're back in town, in your town, you always do that just for a long time, or you buy things for the kids them and
yeah, I mean, my family does it a lot. I got one of my sisters. One of my sisters in Chicago, she buys for hundreds of kids. I mean, she's really big into it, but because I remember when I grew up, I didn't have anything. I had a very poor childhood. So we didn't have much. So I know kids here, they're lucky if they have a toy. So for me, I'm not rich, but I'm better off. So I don't mind packing extra bags just for, you know, toys and little gifts. Like yeah,
Because
for
you
a
know,
lot of kids.
smart. They make sure carry pop barrels and have a
Yeah.
lot of things for these people and these
Or a
young
lot of stuff for
people.
friends. Yeah, a lot of stuff for friends. You know, I did give, you know, I like to give gifts. So I give to, and it was not just kids. It was also for people like
Your
you know, if I'm
mom,
coming to
them,
see,
and you know,
yeah, the
some mom
moms and the dads. Yeah, the people. So they got a little bit of everything. I remember bringing some, that's why I shipped, you know, I had watches. I had, you know, I had a little bit of everything. And it's like, you know, and like I said, I was going to give it away anyway, but it wasn't to these, you know, these piece of crap cops to give away, make them look good because they're giving them to their girlfriends and their, you know, everybody that their wives don't. So their wives.
By the way, nobody no want the dollar store thing for go give nobody. Him just go in there go get the little picnic them. Cause picnic him off, you know.
Don't know because it's like, but they all shared in the money. You know, that's the other thing. You know, the judges got paid too. The prosecutor had to get paid because nobody's this stupid because you're either crooked or stupid. There's no in between. You're telling me a tourist guy came that you're coming up with this stupid lie and nobody's looking into it. It's not even true.
So make a ask, you know, your tourist guy come in the country and them not looking to you. What your country say, them helping you or them cannot help you. When you ask the embassy for help,
they have not helped me. The only thing they did do was once when I was in jail the second time, they know I need medication. I told them they don't give me my medication. So this Lisa, I could tell you what her name is. I actually have her card. Her name is Lisa something. She worked for the embassy and she came the second day I was there and she saw me and she asked me how I was doing. And I'm like, well, not good. And then I told him I need my medication. She goes, we're going to make sure he gets his medication. So she was there trying to get and they were kissing her butt.
They're kissing her.
We're telling them which medication. They never did anything. They actually got in touch with the property manager where I'm staying, and she was nice enough, but they treated her like crap. And she came down and she brought me you know, my medication. And she actually wrote a nice character reference letter for me too. But she went there, brought me my medication, but they refused to give it to me the whole time. They got my medication. I didn't find out technically that was there until I went back. I got out on the 6th. My family found out and they got me out as fast as they could, but they hired a lawyer from Kingston because they couldn't trust anybody in Mobay. So they hired a Kingston lawyer, which I don't think he hasn't done it. Once he got his money, I really don't hear from him. You know, you would think he'd be working on the case. We gave him $30,000. $30,000 US. Huh?
When is the next case date? What is the next date?
May 10th. My last one was November 29th, and then they give me May 10th. So 6 months, you know, later. And, you know, but like I said, I just got back. Intercom got back to me saying, you don't exist. The judges signed off that you left the country and then threw you in jail. So they know this is beyond crooked. It's you know, they go, you don't exist. So I don't know if there's a loophole where you get to beat the crap or try to kill somebody if they don't exist. I don't know. It's your country. I don't know.
Oh. Okay.
But
the case is on the 10th again.
10th, yeah.
You read a ton about something. Yes. All right, so the case on the 10th again. So we can follow it up, you know, we just want to know. But your wife, you're married to in Jamaica.
I have no idea. I literally came here to divorce her because I don't know she got her to America. And as soon as she landed, got on America's soil, love fade away. I want a divorce. And she was gone. She was with me just long enough to get her.
Somebody, your Romeo, is our sister introduced her to you.
Juliet. Yeah. Her sister introduced me, and she seemed like a nice girl. So we kind of, I was only here for, I think when I came, I was here for 2 weeks. And actually, I just rented a car and I just drove around the island getting lost. That's all I did. And I ended up in Old Harbor. I was like, and it was like pitch. It was the middle of the night when I showed up there. I was like, I got to find a place to sleep. And then I ended up staying further down, a little place called Fiwi. It's a little cute little place, and made friends with the owner's daughter. She was really nice to me. and she was cute as a button. So she would always take care of me, make sure I was set up. But yeah, I mean, I had a good time. I met her. She seemed nice. We spent some time together. Well, I mean, we weren't like fooling around or anything. We're she's just like a friend. Actually, I went on a few dates with her, but it was always with her family. Like the mother came, her sisters would come. You know, it was always with family. So we go to the beach. It was a whole family.
Okay. So all right. So after you help her with schooling, right? Because after
Yeah. I sent her to 2 colleges. One in first college was in.
After she leave government school, which one of the colleges sent her to?
There was I don't know the name. One is a nursing school in May Penn. I'm probably the only one.
Government school, they sent her to May Penn.
Yeah, May Penn is it was a nursing college. Couldn't
tell. You may ask him after she leave government school, high school, or secondary, then him send her to May Penn. Him love the little. You understand? This a guy, yeah.
Tell you the name of it.
Okay.
And then sent her to another nursing school in Spanish Town. And that one is I've seen the name a lot. So there's a bunch of branches of that one. The one in Spanish Town, there's branches. There's like probably a dozen all over the island.
But she have a boyfriend same way, right?
I didn't know about no boyfriend. I mean, she was talking to me every day. I love you. I love you every day, 16 times a day. But when she got to America, she never told me she loved me. She goes, give me divorce. Give me divorce. That's all I heard 10 million times. So it was like, as soon as she got here, it's give me a divorce. And then she ended up leaving. As soon as she got her green card and her social security card, she was gone. And she was with some Jamaican guy. I remember he owns a white SUV. And I don't know nothing. I just saw them together, I think twice, and I've never seen them. So I haven't seen her in over 3.5 years.
Oh, I did that too. Okay.
So I've been here trying to divorce her now for since 2000. I originally came here January.
Lama telling us she can divorce her or him there too, So me have to come to Jamaica if you not see her and she there in the state. Try to find her up there and serve her thing and divorce her up there. You hear him? Yes.
And I hired this Laverne Walters, which is a complete useless lady. She does not work. She doesn't show up at the office. And I mean, her secretary just quit because she don't work. She's got.
I got ya. Put him in Jamaica. It's not easy, I got you not easy, A pedophile, not easy,
Clients like me going, what's going on? And she's not doing anything. But the secretary, we became friends over the last couple of years. So she.
When you just come to Jamaica, when you come to Jamaica, where you come with a church group, or you just come as the tourist?
I come as my own. Well, I originally came with a buddy of mine who is from here. He's from like Danieltown. He brought me here after my first divorce, just after around 2000. When I first came around 2000, I think, I got divorced in 2000, and I'm boo-hooing over that because I was married to her for 25 years. And then he's like, don't boo-hoo, we'll bring you to Jamaica and you'll have a girl in 5 seconds. So he brought me there, brought me to Jamaica, and, he wasn't lying. I was like, girls were throwing themselves at me, and I was like, what?
I throwing themselves at this 5 seconds. I'm going to tell you, say, him come, hey, you see him? He's a predator, A girls and a woman ain't going looking at something, girls throwing themselves at him in 5 seconds. Judge more, I want to listen to him, All right.
The heck? So then, I had a girlfriend. So, of course, it didn't last long, but I had a girlfriend. And then, so I liked it. I had a good time here, and the police were nice back then. The police I remember them always coming up and saying hi or going out of their way for it. You know what I'm saying? It felt really good. Like I said, when I went in November to go to, have my wife serve papers, but I had to serve the parents basically, right? Because I don't know where the hell she is. What happened was the cops.
You can't divorce and serve our parents, no paper, divorce paper. That's a foolishness. Our paper, man, our parents married. If them don't know where she there, man, serve our parents paper. That makes sense?
I was at the police station, I think, for like 3 days because I think I was there Friday. I think it was there all weekend. And they couldn't do it till Monday. But I was there asking who I could do it, trying to get everybody to do it. But they were so nice. And I remember one time, and I believe it was either, I think it was like Saturday, they drove me home like 9 miles where I was staying. I don't know the name of the town, Barton or something like that. I was staying up in Barton. So they took me from downtown with Spanish Town with a police station all the way to Barton, dropped me off at this house. And, we're nice. You don't see cops like that around here. You're lucky they would say anything to you. They would just.
How much money you pay them at the time? How much money did the cop take from you at the time?
Now, the police, I had to give him, I believe it was like $7,500, I think it was. He charged me to serve her. And of course, my lawyer says, you're not supposed to pay him. I was like, well, he said he wanted it. And I'm like, I wanted to get it done. So it was like worth it for me just to get it over with. So, but I gave him, I believe it was 70. It could have been 65. I'm not positive. It could have been 65, could have been 75. I'm not positive now. But I gave him, I remember being something like that. It was like 65 or 7,500. And then, but he was a really nice guy. He was a really nice guy. We spent about almost an hour because we got, get with him. He got it. And he took me in his car. He brought me over to their house and we walked to her and he called her. He talked to the mom and she says, cause I was right there. He's like, do you talk to your daughter? She goes every day. So at least I knew she was alive. I was like, I don't know. And then, so he was really nice, but yeah, police were very, very polite, very nice, very outgoing, not,
I think the police try to say, if you go to the mom, the daughter not living there, old woman, you can't go serve the mom, even if she talk to her, because I can talk to somebody with them call a criminal, no, police can come serve me something for somebody who might have talked to me on a phone or something. That a lot of can't hold water. I don't know. Like I said, I have not heard my mom told me you married to your wife. That thing gets
yeah.
And divorce I know the state also, yeah, man.
Well, I just want it over with. I've been married to her now since 2016, July of 2016, and we've never been together. Because when she came to America, she didn't want to sleep with me. She wanted nothing to do with me. She slept in one of the other rooms. She didn't
want to sleep.
She slept on the couch. She would sleep anywhere with me. She barely talked to me the whole time. All she said was
2016. I'm saying I'm sick 2020, but 2016 she don't want to sleep with him. I think you say you don't sleep with him, man. When you come married for you married 25 years already. Before I get divorced.
Give me divorce. And then
I remember him and him get woman in a just 5 seconds. You hear? Babe not. Him get girl, not woman. Okay.
Beat the living shit out of me because she's like 6'6". I mean, I had to stand on my tippy toes, just to marry her.
Everybody has 6'6". Him this the police. Eyes on the file. That guy are wicked, Him say the police have a 5'3" and like 225 to 250 pounds. The police think so. I'm brother on so. Me never say that yet. Some man police. No female woman at 6'6". She don't play basketball. This is a large piece of shit, You're dangerous, I must politician at Jamaica teach him. No man, no link up with some leader politician or something.
Just to kiss her. She was like, Amazon woman. She's a really pretty girl. She looked like Rihanna. She could be a dead match to Rihanna. And it's like, but it was all fake, and actually the neighbor reached out to me saying she felt bad that, she knew all along the whole thing was a scam. But I don't know.
She talked to you.
She was bigger than me. So I was like, I couldn't outrun her. She would tackle me in my driveway to beat the living crap out of me. I'm like, geez, it was just insane. So for the few months she was with me, I got my butt kicked so many times. I mean, she would kick me ass. I would be sleeping. I'd be sleeping. And the next thing I know, she would kick me out of bed like 6 feet and smash me against the wall. I'm like, you wake up and you're eating the wall. I'm like, what? Oh my God. She was insane. She would I had stainless steel appliances, right? Like a refrigerator and dishwasher stove. She would take furniture, chairs, and smash it. And this is like a $5,000 refrigerator, US. $5,000. She would just smash it like it was a toy and didn't care. It was like, It was insane. I mean, she was throwing dishes at windows. This girl was crazy. So I was like, oh, you. So when she left, and I was not getting beaten anymore, I was like, whew. It was like,
oh, you got to gone. Okay.
Yeah, she was gone.
So I'm like him saying, I see that I see reach gone, with a man, No, she did I beat him. She 5'6". What this like, No, I feel love. The guy thought she reach gone, with a man, And now, me attack to him and the man said she like 5'6". No, what I'm saying, 6'6". No, 5'6", 6'6". And she just a kick him ass. I mash up everything and I do all kind of thing. So when she got him, so she gone. You hear him? All right. Go and listen to him like bad man.
I was like, I don't know. But my mom, I called my mom, I don't know, like a month ago, and she told me she called in January. She called me because that last month, February, January, because I called her, my mom, in February, and she said, yeah, your wife called. I go, when? She goes, last month. She called and I go, what'd she want? She goes, she was looking for you, but I told her you don't live here, and I hung up on her.
But as I was saying now, so although that happened to you with that Jamaican girl, from she go school, you take her, send her back to a nursing school, send her to 2 school, you married to her.
Married to her. And then I lost the house because, I mean, she cracked a rib. I was spitting up blood the last time she kicked me. So I wasn't working. So I couldn't afford the house. So I ended up losing that house. So she cost me 3 houses, 2 houses in Jamaica, 1 in America. That's when I figured I got to get out of here. So I came here in January.
She kick him the ribs and that cars and him lose work. The house them, him not work. 1 kick, lose 3 house.
2000 to divorce her ass. So and they
could divorce her there. It worked. But anyway, she
kick
your ass.
But it's a lot.
You call the police on her?
Dude, I couldn't walk or move. I did get a restraining order on her. I got a restraining order because I couldn't breathe. I'm like, and so I got a restraining order, and then it ended up. Then she ended up leaving anyway, and then she was gone. So I'm and I haven't seen her since. Never talked to her again. Never heard from her again. I'm not getting beat up anymore, so that's always a good thing. I'm like, I hated being a punching bag. I was like,
but you still have the genuine love for the kids and everything in Jamaica. Same, you still kind of.
There's so many Jamaican people that are so nice.
Okay.
I've got some friends. I had a friend today who came here this morning, wake me up, right? Last night, I drank too much. After I talked to you, I got me all a little riled. And because I can't sleep at night, I'm waiting for these cops just to kill me. I swear to God. Because that's all they told me is we're going to kill you. And they even called me saying, if you don't leave this country, that was in May, I believe it was, I can tell you, I think it was May 10th. I could tell you the exact date. It's written down, but I believe it was like May 10th. That was 2021 because I had a court date on May 17th. They called me before the court date and they said, you got to leave the country or we're going to kill you basically. Right. And I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do? Swim? I don't have a passport. I don't have any money. So, and then it was a short conversation, but it was basically a threatening call. And it's like, you could get the phone. I keep telling the lawyers, get the phone records. This guy's going to lie. Cops are professional liars. So you're going to get the phone call. It's going to tell you who this guy is because he called me on a private line. But Digicel will know what the number was. Huh?
No, how many phone you have? 1 or 2? 1?
No, well, I had 2. And then since then I've lost 5 phones. I have 1 phone now. I have 1 phone. I just had another one stolen last month, but I've lost 5 phones since I've been here. 1 the police took, right? 1 the police stole, and then I've lost 4 more. I lost now my American phone was stolen by a girl that was supposed to be my friend. She helped me get out of jail. She got in touch with my family, said I was in jail. I trusted the girl, and last month she came in out of the blue. I haven't seen her in 6 months. She comes to my house.
Make a recap now. So you never see about what you call her? What's her name? What's her name? The 2 sisters.
My sister? Yeah, I've got 2 sisters.
The girl but sleep at your home. The little one. What's her name? What you call her?
I call her Chubby. She's the thick one. So there's Chub and Skinny. So Skinny and Chubby right? So you can sell them apart. One skinny, and the skinnier one's the young one. She's still like she's like a pretzel. She's a little skinny thing. Adorable as hell. She's just cute. She's always, she's like with her mom, like they're like this, they're like, she's adorable. But she'll call up once in a while and, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. It's like they just check on me, make sure I'm okay. And I was like, I'm as good as I can be.
And ask if you're okay and everything, right?
Yeah. The family is really feeling bad about this because they know, what I'm saying? You could call the mom right now and you could go ask her, did Bob do this? And she's going to tell you. It's like, she's not going to be my friend. Neither are her older sons. She's got older sons that are in their,
No, I said if you still give one gift, you give them gifts still? No.
No, I don't have any money. I mean, I don't have anything, to give. So I did buy the kids in school. So I did buy the kid, the big bags of chips. There's like, I think there's 10 bags of chips in a bag. And so she has snacks because her parents, they're poor. The kid half the time doesn't go to school because they don't have money to get the kid to school. So, I think once in a while, if I have a few bucks, I make sure to get it to her so she can get herself to school. But I don't really see her. So I don't know,
School. Oh.
They don't have, the family doesn't make any money. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know how they live. So that's why before I was helping because I had some money and I brought a bunch of stuff, but all my money was taken. All my stuff was taken. My credit cards were taken. I have no access to money except what my family sends me a little bit of money so I can live.
Okay. From 2000 now, each time you come, you always carry some things for Jamaica for the kids.
Oh, yeah.
All the time.
There's at least one suitcase. I just buy the one suitcase and I fill it with stuff to give away, right? And then I give away the suitcase. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always leaving stuff. I'm always leaving. A lot of times I even leave I'll buy a Jamaican phone and I'll leave the Jamaican phone with somebody because I'm like, I don't need a Jamaican phone at home. It ain't going to work anyway. So I usually leave the stuff behind. But this time, like I said, I don't have 2 suitcases worth of clothes. Everything was taken. I mean, they took anything I had was nice. Everything disappeared. I mean, I have very little and I only have what I came with. And I only came for, a short time, but I've been living here now for over 2.5 years, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I'm still got the same clothes. I'm like, I literally had to buy underwear because my underwear was stolen. It's like,
underwear stolen.
Yeah. Well, I had brand new packs, but that was taken. It was like everything, like I said, everything in packs was gone. Everything. Yes, I was like,
I'm not telling still, but you're so I can do it too, man.
Because I'm sure I was in packs. So all they're doing is giving away Christmas presents. They were Christmas shopping at my house on Christmas Eve morning.
So you have, on the 10th of May, you're going back to court.
Yeah. But yet to this day,
US said no, they can't help you because you have to go through your court case. So at the moment, it stands under 3 charges. Kidnapping. 4 charges. Kidnapping, rape, touching, and who's the other one?
Overstaying. I was in jail for 99 days. I can't stay more than 90. Does that make a lick of sense?
So this is a man in the people where get stroke, no eat all long, but him in jail for 99 days. No dead, and then beat him with gun in his chest, right? And him this move up the whole body parts, right? All right.
Kidnapped by the country, being tortured and beaten, starved.
Yes, sir.
And then
I'm glad with the man. All right, man. So man. Yes. So you've been kidnapped. So you have been kidnapped.
Beaten. Now I'm not saying all the cops were. There were some cops that were actually trying to help me. Right? They were literally did try. Like I said, there's some that stood out. Like I can tell you, this guy Hudson, he looks like a football player. He's a really nice guy. I'm sure he got in trouble for it, but he let me use his phone. He called my family, because I didn't talk to family, and that was like I don't know when that was. That was actually January 11th. I was in there, but I'm guessing somewhere in probably late January. It might have been, yeah, it was probably late January. He let me use his phone to call my family. And I talked probably for at least 20 minutes to a half hour on his phone.
So hold on. So US from the embassy, people from the embassy come one time, and then
that was towards the end. That was July 2nd. July 2nd, because they threw me back in. Now I was in jail from Christmas Eve, December 24th, 2020 till March 24th, 2021, right? So I was in jail.
Them give you a holiday inside. Them showing you how inside stay, right? Them put you in jail.
Holiday?
Them give you 90 days. Them give you 90 days inside in the jail.
Well, like I said, the first one was December 24th till March 24th, which was 93 days. And then July 1st, which I had a new lawyer, Henry McCurdy, I gave him $100,000. Him and the lawyer threw me back in jail. And they never told me. To this day, I hired this guy. He's never got back to me. He took their money. It was a scam. And then I sent you the audio.
So the judge revoked your bail condition. But him say it's a scam. What the lawyer said, why the judge revoke your bail condition? Why you did breach something?
I didn't do anything. I haven't done. What did I breach?
So why didn't you back?
They never told me anything. They told me you're going back to jail.
How long you stayed?
Then I was in there for another 6 more days. So now total 99 days in jail for something that it was made up. This was just a cover-up for a robbery. That's all this whole thing is. It was a setup. It was a robbery, and they made up a story so they can get away with a robbery. Where's my stuff? Pretend I killed somebody. Where's my stuff? Okay, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't. It's where's my stuff?
Where is the what's it called her again? Where is her now?
Who?
Where is the girl? What you call her? Chubby. Where is Chubby now?
Well, the family said she's in some sort of kid jail or kid home or something for bad kids or something. So she's being held to this day. I don't know where it is, but some girl home or something for bad kids or something. So she's being held, and I don't know. They just said she's at some home. So I don't know. That's all they told me. She's in some home.
Yeah, one of those home, yeah? Okay. What some people ask me to ask what kind of work you do back home? What kind of work you do? What was your job?
Well, now I'm a graphic designer.
Oh.
I mostly do branding. Like I brand like banks and schools and whatever. I do signage and graphics, but it's not just, it's a little bit of everything. So I do dimensional stuff, gold leafing. I mean, I've done cupolas, the big round things on top of buildings, they're usually gold. I would gild a giant cupola and then they lift it up and put it on the building. But I do custom projects, a little bit of, everything.
Oh.
But yeah, I started off as a hand painter and then turned into custom stuff, make a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, let me just move up on your feet. Sam, we don't need you, yeah? Yeah, we don't need you right there, so yeah? All right. Yes, man. So, okay. So after you divorce and your friend introduces you to Jamaica and tell you 5 minutes you will get a girl, and you finally get a girl, they say, oh, Jamaica is a cool place. Jamaica people are nice and everything, eh?
Yeah. I mean, I love Jamaica. It's a beautiful country. It really is. That's why I had a custom bike. I was driving around this whole country. I was having a blast the whole time I was here until this happened. Now, I stopped driving around the country because I was concentrating on Christmas, because I was really getting excited to give away gifts to people and stuff. And then this whole nightmare happened. But I was having fun. I drove all the way to Kingston.
What you call him? What kind of Rob you call him? Cokehead Rob? What you call him?
Yeah, crackhead. I call him Crackhead Rob. He's a little skinny little. He's like 5 foot nothing, and he's funny.
Why he sent for you in the first place? Does that
I
alone
don't
you
know.
want?
I couldn't understand. He needed my help that night. Well, that's what he's telling me. I need you to come to help me with something or something. Now, you got to remember, he talks like that. He talks like that. He talks like that. You got to come help me. Come help me.
You give up to him and you go there. And then the house
He brings me to the back of a building. The first thing he does
in the building in the black, 2 men in there, them run out. The kids
basically I get brought in, and then the kids run me out, right? And there's only 2. Now the other guys, I couldn't tell you what they did or what they were wearing, but there was only 2 guys in that building. Well, there's 3 guys in this building, and there's no power. There's nothing for me to see. There was nothing for me to do in that building.
You cannot see nothing. Got no light.
You can't see nothing. That's what I'm saying. I believe to this day, those kids saved my life. There's no way. What the heck? They bring me to this building.
You matter foolishness. Him said the kids them said that them sleeping up at the bed, at them house, but them save him life. You hear him? All right.
Night, and the cops are not. That's what kills me.
It's dark, and you can't see nothing. And only thing you see there is just up. And I 2 guys like 6 feet tall.
Yeah, tall.
And then they run you out. You run the other way, they run out. Because in the pit dark, I cannot see nothing. It's like a room.
I don't think it was supposed to be something good.
16 by 12, and you run out to the other one, to the back.
Yeah. It was. I mean, it was the building was, the room was as wide as the building. So wide as the house. So if the house was 24 feet, that's how big this room was. 24 feet, and I'm guessing about 16 foot wide and about 25 or 24 foot long.
So you need to drop off a step outside dark and chubby and skinny. And
after we got in there, after I got in and he took off, because I couldn't see nothing, and then he took off with the light. So that's when the kids grabbed me, because I'm like, what?
He took off for the light. Remember, in the dark, they never have no light in it. He took off for the light now. Yeah.
I was like, yo, what the frig? I'm trying not to swear, but it was dark and it got scary, because I'm like, now I'm petrified, because I'm in a room with, I know there's 2 other guys there, and the kids grabbed my hand and dragged me out of that house. Now,
the guy them run, no 2 other guy and them grab him and run, not that guy. Save your life, right?
Yeah, because this guy set me up, and the cops. That's what I'm telling you. The cops knew what was going on.
Also, hold on, them did have rope in the house also. You never know what.
Yeah, I saw rope that was on top of the, there was a pile of blocks. So I remember seeing rope and a chair, chair, and 2 guys. Really. That's. I really couldn't. This is a split second of light.
So in their pitch black, so them have to hold their hand for lead you out. The kids them.
I couldn't see. I couldn't see nothing.
But them just see rope and black, no, and them couldn't see. Okay. Guys, and you see the rope and you see the black. The kids them run out with you and save you.
They ran me out of the building.
All right, and then you need to drop off, and the kids save you again because
they stopped me. Yeah, because I was going to jump off the edge.
Okay. And then,
I don't know which kids stopped me.
And then them go to a shop and you buy some things, and Robbie buy something, just invest, bless up. Robbie buy something, spend $5,000 and then give you, they send 3,000 something out of it.
I got change back. I believe it was like 3,200 or 3,400.
So she carry clothes. She didn't carry clothes. No, she never come back with clothes, when she come in on the bike.
I don't know what she was. I wasn't paying really attention. It was dark out. I don't know what that was.
She never have no, because you said she have to hold it, so she never have no bag with her. Remember, she see him in a mobile square, and him don't know what clothes where she have, and I remember out the light up, just listening. Remember out there she come meet him, right? Same clothes she wear, go down. Just, she never.
I don't think she had a bag. I wasn't paying attention. I didn't see a bag.
Okay.
I wasn't paying attention to what she was wearing. I could,
My mother pay man and him say I come to him, and him say him not see what she wear. Remember she just go to the house and then run off. All right, good. Tell the father tell you now to carry her, come and carry her back in the morning, take her and carry the present tomorrow. And you said no, and then him force you. Then they carry her down.
He was getting louder.
in the night. And then she said she have a period. She feels sick. And then,
because it's weird. You guys say you guys say it different. She says, I'm seeing my period. I remember her saying I'm seeing it, which was odd to me because it's girls in America don't say that. They go, I'm on my period, but here it's like I'm seeing my period. So I remember her saying she was sick first. She said she was sick. And then I said, well, I got cough medicine and cold stuff. And she goes,
so why she tell us that she's sick? You lying?
That's when she said, no, I'm seeing my period. And I'm like, oh, I don't know what I have for you, but you can always check. Everything was in the bedroom and the bathroom. I think I had some medication on the dresser, and there was some
wait, just a period and my medication on the dresser. You hear him?
In the bathroom. So but she went in there. I go, take whatever you need. I know.
Okay. Yeah, man. So she in there, and then you open the phone and everything, and then you go outside, go pee, because she in the bedroom, and she use the phone. And
I don't know what she was doing. Like I said, I didn't know. I thought she was calling her mom, but I read some of the stuff she wrote, and she said she was in the bedroom playing on the phone, playing.
She said, I'm saying things she might have watched movie, then she play or something. Then him come back and say, him thought she call her mom. You hear him?
Video games or something. So, I mean, I don't know. I didn't know that. I only know that by reading something she wrote. But a lot of the stuff that was written was not wrote by the cops. I mean, it wasn't written by her. Cops wrote it, but she.
Okay, hold on. We can't. So me recap. So she just a recap. So she sit down and play now. She did sick. She said she seen her period. Then she in the bedroom, and you plan to carry her back from the same night, but you make her stay till the next morning. But the cop come 4 o'clock. But you never know.
Yeah, it was early in the morning. It was pitch dark out, so it was early. It was around probably 4 o'clock in the morning.
Outside with gun. The gun them black, so you know it says gun.
Yeah.
But you can't see the man them. You know it's outside.
No, it was a silhouette.
You know it's police. The police is always shine, and it have the thing on it, but you can't see it. It's supposed to.
You can't see nothing. And you can't see anything.
Man, and it's pitch black. And you can see the gun them though, but you cannot see.
Yeah, you can't see what anything was wearing. You couldn't tell what color the people were. All you see is a silhouette of men.
Them with rifle. Them have rifle. And
you could see rifles, and you could see some people with handguns.
It's black, so you can't make them out. So you think it was gunman because you can't make out the zoo.
Yeah.
And then you go into the room and wake her up and carry her into the bathroom and tell her lie down in the tub. You lie down in the tub also?
No, we stood in front of the toilet, out of the way of the door, because the door is made of wood. They shoot right through the door. So we were off to behind concrete. And then I just said, if they start shooting, just lay down, because just in case they shoot in one spot, they just it could be a hollow or something.
And then you look through the window and you say police. Now you see one with the stripe and pants foot. You can't see the pants with the stripe.
Once it just started getting light, first thing I thought, I go, they're fake costumes to look like, what I'm saying? Because why would they be saying something?
So it look like it's fake. So
because I didn't hear anybody knocking on the door. I never heard anything. I didn't hear anybody saying police, anything, until I saw.
When you see the costume, now you see the mark and the pants foot. You see the red
Yeah. Well, they had a blue hat. It said police on it.
Oh, so the police, you can't see the hat now.
Yeah. Once I saw the writing,
So them have them at long time. MC Blue at no more police on it, but him couldn't see nothing them the 50 feet away. You see much time I catch him now in a mole, I'm lie. Judge me want to witness this in it. I don't know. Look what I can do with it.
I go, hey, I'm unarmed. Don't shoot. What? I don't know what's going on. But nobody ever told me.
Him say I'm unarmed. Don't shoot. Him does the same thing to a gunman, right? Okay. And then you go, and then you open the door, and the police beat in the chest, so you get marked with the M16.
First when he comes in, fat bastard comes in first. He shoulder checks me. He comes in and bangs me with his shoulder, and he, it's like pushed me out of the way. Came in the house, and then he started going. He was basically in charge. Dane Isaac was not, according to his report, Dane Isaac was in charge. Dane Isaac, the Minion 1, never said anything. Minion 1 and Minion 2 stayed close to the door, right?
You might tell me the whole of them name now, but you never know them before. Okay.
And
Minion 2. You said Isaac is Minion 1. Which one is Minion 2?
They looked the same. Minion 2 was a little taller, a little thinner, I think, but he was in the same suit. They had these black vests, body armor on, red racing stripes on the pants, and they had the baseball hats with the big face mask going across, covering their ears, their face, everything. All you see was their eyes. So Minion 1, I know, is Dane Isaacs. He's the one that introduced himself to me. So Dane Isaac is Minion 1. Minion 2, I don't know who he is. He never really said anything to me. I remember him. He's that got my phone. I think Fat Bastard gave Minion 2 my phone.
What's that bastard name again?
Fat Bastard? Fat Bastard is the guy in the shit suit. He's the one in the brown, looked like he rolled in poop.
No, him name something you call him. You mean not the brown? Okay. When
no.
What him name? You call name something P something. What name? What him name? Fat Bastard.
Well, Fat Bastard is I think his name is Fletcher. The R Fletcher. I think that's Fletcher. I'm not positive on that, but I think that's R Fletcher. I don't know what R stands for. I believe it's retard. But then there's, I do not know who Minion 2 is, and I don't know.
Eyes on the fire. Nothing. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Hold on. I might be able to find out who Minion 2 is. I got the report right here.
Eyes on the fire. Yeah, someone. Remember, I see it on the fire.
Oh, I think Minion 2, I think, is L. Walker. L. Walker is Minion 2.
Oh, L. Walker.
L. Walker is Minion 2.
Yes.
L2. I think he didn't really do much. He just had my phone. He took my US phone, was going through it. Now he's Minion 2. Minion 1 ended up being Dean Isaacs. Light in the Loafers, which is a tall, skinny guy who, I call him that because he looks like he just got butt fucked by Fat Bastard. He was quiet. The only thing Light in the Loafers was doing was he was also torturing the kid, asking two questions at the same time, interrogating her like she was, some terrorist. And then he was going through my stuff, making piles. And he's the one that actually, when I grabbed the money, he goes, "Is that all you're going to take?" So that's the only thing that guy ever really said. And
I'm
then,
telling you. So them take out to the most, them are take out to Sasoka. And them charge you for rape 5 days after, you say, right? But you tell me
5 days later.
It's the police, them molest her instead of you. So you can explain why?
For all I know, the father molested her because he's the one sleeping with her, but nobody's looking into that stuff. That's okay. But I
you see it? It's the motor. All him know are the father. You still know nothing about the father, right? Okay.
Never touched her. I didn't even want the kid. I was just being a nice guy.
Okay. But you say you never go for the father first. You're going up there, though.
Huh? Yeah, I never knew because the father was calling me all night.
Eh? Don't you repeat again? Repeat.
Huh?
Repeat. Me? You said the father molested, but you said the first you're going up there
to
the father.
I don't know. Both daughters told me the father sleeps with them. So, you know what I'm saying? So now, for all
I get him, I'm telling you, you hear him.
Okay. I know she was, was raped by somebody, but it wasn't me. It's like, I'm not saying she was never raped, but I didn't touch her.
Yeah, that means no, so she raped. You hear him? All right.
I could give a crap.
Okay. So, so them taking the DNA, them taking the swab from you or anything or anything from him. No white privilege, white underprivileged man. I'm fully tired of this now.
Oh, maybe when they beat me up and they had blood on their fingers, maybe they took that. I don't know. Like I got beaten up in jail. I got beaten up by somebody, another character. I don't know, is another cop. I don't know what his name is, but he looked about the size of Crackhead Rob. But I was next to a cop. His name was Reed, and he was a tall, skinny guy. And he was kind of helping me with the other guy beating the crap out of me, another guy that hates white people.
Someone just asked me, you know, you're so lucky you get my number, but tell them how you get my number. Tell them how you get my number.
Okay, a friend of mine is one of your fans, right? And he was watching your videos on, you know, being robbed by cops. And he goes, you got to listen to this guy. And I'm like, who is he? And so he sent me one of your videos of some guy got robbed by cops. And I go, it's probably the same damn cops, because I was talking to my buddy. And so he ended up giving me your thing. And once I saw you, I went on Facebook. I wrote you, hey, I got robbed. I don't know. You want to talk about it? And then you got back to me. And then you got back to me, and here we are. All right, but that's why I said you don't have to believe me. I've got tons of evidence. I literally wrote a book, and it's got, like I said, you could call the mom. You don't want to believe me? Call the mom. The mom is not going to be my friend if I rape their kid. You know what I'm saying? Me with the brothers. The brothers come over here to have a beer, and they're like in their 20s. And would they be friends? Never mind. One guy was up there, and another guy didn't like white people, and he started wanting to fight. He came out with a knife. And one of the brothers and another friend of mine went to take this guy out so he wouldn't come at me. And I didn't even know what was going on. And so it's like, why would the brother help me in any way if I did this to his family? You know what I'm saying? It's like this whole thing is a scam.
The mom watched for you. She washed your clothes and everything, right?
Yeah. She washed my clothes. She does cooking for me.
She both chubby and the other one skinny. Chubby and
skinny. There's chubby and skinny.
Them always come at your home, and then Chubby will help with the home, sweep out the house.
But the Chubby did. She was funny because Chubby swept my house, right? And she literally is funny because the mom, after she was done, her mom did it over again because all she did was move the dirt around. She didn't sweep up anything. So I thought that was funny. But she did try to help.
Okay.
But yeah, so those are the names. So you got
helping them out now, right? You always helping them out by you buy them.
Well, I rented a house a couple years ago. I rented a house, not that this time I came, but 2 times ago I came and I rented a house from this lady named Pat. I think she's from New Jersey or New York. And we have the same exact birthday. And we became friends, and she rented me her house. Right, for a month. So I lived beside these people. So I became friends because you pass them all the time. And the kids always, you know, sometimes the kids would ask for food money. So that's when I became friends, because they asked for food money. I give them money, you know, stuff. And then I go find out how they were doing. So that's when I found out the mom's only was making $7,000 a week. And she was feeding, there was, I think, what is there? There was, well, I forget how many people there was, like, the mother, the 3 kids, 3, 4. There was I think it was 8 people in the house, and she's feeding she's working, making barely enough money to feed everybody, and and Crackhead Rob doesn't give them anything. I remember I was there one night. The kids go,
"Them took over and molest the people, them kid. Oh, this one of the look dirty Santa them.
You treat us better than our father." Because I would go there, bring food.
And that is a few years ago. So
that was years ago.
Father. Oh.
Yeah, because I'm a good-hearted people. I go out of my way to help anybody. So I was like I said, my buddy came here today to pick me up.
It's just these 2 girls alone. You help other girls.
No, I was helping the mom. Mostly it was the mom, but it wheedled down to the kids. I mean, most of the stuff I was giving was food. It wasn't like I was just giving the kids stuff. I mean, for Christmas, all the presents was for there was presents for everybody. I never gave it to them because I was in jail, and the presents all disappeared to the police kids, I guess, because I never got them.
Before this one, when you came to Jamaica, you help other family.
Oh yeah, I've been. Actually, it's funny. There's a girl I haven't seen in probably 5-6 years, and she sent me a picture of her kid. She lives in Kingston now. This girl, Michelle, and I think I went on a date with her once or twice. But she had a daughter, and she was little. I think 3 or 4 when I saw her. So I bought her a doll because I brought stuff. So I gave her a doll for whenever it was. And now the kid is I don't know, probably 12 or 13 years old. And I'm like, I remember, but she,
Yeah, 12 and 13. So I'm groom them and make the kid them come 12 and 13, you know.
As another person I've met one time, and I gave gift because she had a kid. I was like, well, I have here, take it. I don't know any girls, so have a doll. And she was so excited to give her to her doll.
A man like this here come to Jamaica. Why that thing about to carry doll for little girl kids? Why? Eh? You think him easy?
Daughter, I don't know if she still has it, but I haven't talked to this girl in years, and I guess we just became friends on Facebook. I called because I called a different Michelle, and it ended up being her. And I was like, who is this? And then we ended up realizing she realized who I was, and she goes, oh, and I go, oh yeah, you have a daughter, and she goes, yeah. She sent me her picture. Like I literally have a picture on my phone, and this was like 2 days ago.
Where am I doing the little girl picture for them? Is that next little girl? It's my them phone, you know. Reach around 12 years. Our daughter picture is that our daughter. She grew up. How old is the daughter now?
I don't know. Hold on, I'll grab my phone. I'll show you. You tell me. I was like, I literally.
You see the phone? You see it? Yeah.
I haven't seen her in ages. But she says because she was actually a friend of one of my best friends. He's the guy's a barber. He actually owns his own barber shop, and she used to work at that shop. So I guess my buddy set me up with her. So we went on a date. I believe it was either 1 or 2 times. She was really pretty.
But they set you up on a date with her? With her mama?
Yeah. Well, I remember we went on a date with her, and then I remember giving her a doll because she told me she had a daughter, and I go, hey, give her, how old is she? And I go, so I gave her a doll.
You hear him?
But I've been doing this for years.
For years. Judge, you didn't hear it? After years, you do this. Chop down the single mother, them and the mother, them with the little pit and give them dollar and them thing there. You do it, but you don't do it in US though. No, not in your place.
Well, in the US, I'm spoiling my grandchildren and my kids and stuff like that.
So them don't miss you. You don't say them grandkids. You well them grandkids. Me talk about other kids. You see it. How many grandkids you get?
I got 3 boys because
3 boys, but my boy doll for girls in Jamaica.
I ended up getting. I had my kids young, and a good thing because then I ended up.
What age you get the kids?
I got the kids at 18. I started at like 18, and then till 18, I got them all 2 apart. So I had one at 18 and 20, and then 22.
So how old are they now?
40, 38, 36.
Oh, okay. So in a day, so I'm saying 40, but it was 57. And if him gets 18 and 40 or 58, so him tell the judge that I have something I don't know. He aims to 40, right? What's the big one? Mm-hmm. So you're 58, all right?
Yeah. So this is the girl Michelle.
Yeah. But at 57, them have it pan film thing. I'm 59 now. Okay.
She just sent me her picture. Now this is she has a hairdresser in Kingston somewhere. Yeah. So she's really pretty. And then so she sent me and this is her daughter now. When I saw her, she was a little thing, but now she's I don't know how old she is, but that's what she looks like now. So she's a big girl. I don't know she could be in high school for all I know. But she just sent me because I go, well, you have a kid. She's like, yeah. So she sent me that. So she didn't tell me how old she is, but she goes, I'm living in Kingston. Yeah. So
him want to look at that picture on him phone, you know. You see what him do?
We only talked for a little bit. She says she owns a business too. She's a hairdresser. So we only talked for a few, a little bit, and she says, how am I doing? And I go, well, life's been a nightmare. It's like, because I'm usually a happy-go-lucky guy. I always crack jokes, make people laugh.
Some people ask me to ask you this question: if you ever get any run-in with the police and the police record for anything.
The only record I got is because I had friends. I hung around with a bad. Well, I don't think they're bad guys. I have a few guys, like one of my best friends, Hector, right? And he loves to smoke pot. One time I get pulled over because he was helping me do a job, and he got pulled over, and he had pot on him. In America, it's in the car, the driver gets charged. So I'm like, I got charged basically 2 times for the same basic stupidness. Somebody in my car, had drugs. I don't smoke. Everybody knows me. I don't smoke cigarettes. I can't stand.
So when I come and draw a pot in the car 2 times, and you get charged
Okay. Cigarettes, they give me a headache.
So you get charged 2 times for this.
2 times for drugs, but I don't do drugs. It was always somebody else's drugs. I'm like, I got in trouble for it, but I didn't actually, because the laws there are totally, well, they're lenient now. These are years ago. Back years ago. Now it's like pot is not a big deal. It's mostly legal everywhere. But back in the day, so now I could probably go back and get them erased because it's ridiculous. I mean, I got charged for
the police charged you.
Even my buddy would tell you, he even told the police it was his drugs, but they arrested me too. And I was like, I'm not going to ask my friend if he's got drugs. That makes no sense. I'm like, he smoked pot. I know that. I don't care. It's not, it's not going to.
Foolishness, man tell me, because the man have a look up at him, just put it on him body. Police can't charge the feet and let man sit down there the thing and claim the drugs. Foolishness, man tell me.
Die. So yeah, I mean, first,
your friend smoking the drugs and they charge you for it also.
Yeah. In America, the laws are different. So
I mean, I tell about America and me. The law are different because a man has smoke it and go front of house judge. When the man's a female, you see him with it. You're going to charge me when I smoke. I never smoke yet. You mad? All right.
Even though he was on him, he admitted it was him.
And you hear it on him. And then charge him. Lie, Mattel.
I get charged because it was in my vehicle. Even though it was on
him. It depends on him. It's not in your vehicle. And I said go. It depends on him. You hear him? All right.
On him. It was like, I don't do drugs. I'm like anti-drug guy. I'm trying to live.
Other time, why you get charged? Why the other time you get charged? 2 times, right?
I think, the other time was the same thing. I was with somebody and he had drugs on him. It's the laws are weird. It's like like I said, I don't ask my friends. Huh?
And the police charge you because that guy having drugs.
Yeah. It was funny because the other guy that did it, the other guy that actually had the drugs was actually trying to bail me out because I was like, I didn't even do anything. I go, if they're not, I don't have drugs. I don't do drugs.
You out. What to do? Walking?
Yeah. Because it was like he felt bad because it was actually my best friend's nephew. It was my best friend's nephew's drugs, and I got in trouble for it. And I'm like, so I have a good friend that's at the
time. You was walking, and when the police pull you over, your name, and him have the drugs on his person. And them charge you?
Yeah.
What happened?
They charge you because they're in the vehicle belongs to me. They charge the owner of the vehicle, which it makes no sense. He had it on his person. He even told the police that those were his drugs.
From them search him and them have drugs for him must be fun thing, then can't charge you. Go with that.
But it's like, but the other time it was my friend's. It was my one of my best friend's nephews that it was his drugs, and I got in trouble for it. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. But I had one of my.
What time them give you in jail those time?
No, I was only in jail for like an hour. It was all I had to do was go to jail for an hour. I had to get bailed out, and then once I got bailed out, I was never ever got in trouble. I went to court, and I don't know. I think I had a lawyer was one of my best friends.
Some money though.
Yeah, it cost some money, but I never went to jail for it because I didn't. I'm like, but this is the first time I actually literally was in jail. Every time otherwise, you're in lockup. You're in lockup for, I think one time was like a half hour, and one time it might maybe tops an hour because it was far away. But usually I just call somebody and I get, you get out with it quick. But here, you had to wear, got to remember, I don't have anybody here. I had to wear the same clothes for 99 days. Same clothes. Never I didn't have anybody. They wouldn't do anything.
You never get to the end?
Huh?
You never get to shower. You have on the clothes for 99 days.
When they let you. They let you shower once when they felt like it. Yeah. I mean, you did not every day.
It's the same man we get stroke, him not get him pill, and have on the same clothes and get beaten in chest and get beat up. And 99 days, the same clothes, and them show up that mean put it on back, him now have nothing the 99 days, yeah? Yeah, man. 3 months, yeah? Clothes for 99 days.
Yeah. But I had to wear the same clothes. Same clothes. Matter of fact, in the police report, this is what's funny. I would never know what color underwear I wore, right? Except I wore the same freaking clothes. Well, the first time was 93 days, right? So I had the same underwear. In the police report, they're saying I was wearing blue underwear.
So that means you're supposed to think and carrying in there. I'm having the same up for 99 days, people. You hear this? All right.
Now, why wouldn't they check to make sure I was wearing the same underwear for 93 days, right?
You hear this?
And so it's like, and they were gray.
People, you know, like I tell by the police, you know, not even man. Because when they made them bathe in a them little dirty water, do something, okay, you see them go on. You have it for 93 days. The same underwear, all right. Yeah?
Not blue.
So you cannot wash and cook, right? So you have on the same place for 99 days, right?
Well, now I was in jail for 93 days of the first stretch, and then the judge and Henry McCurdy, the crooked lawyer and the crooked judge, throws me in jail again. I don't think I was supposed to come out, because why would you sign me out of the country and throw me back in jail? You know, I think they were going to kill me.
The few look final question can wrap up and we are talk again after they go back to court. So you prepare to spend some time in Jamaica prison if them find you guilty. You're prepared to spend maybe, because that's going to give you maybe more than 50, 20 years. You're prepared to
But I didn't do anything. I literally didn't do anything. I didn't even know what the hell was going on. You know what I'm saying? I didn't rape anybody. I didn't even know where the hell they took me.
So people, you know, me ask him, but me change my mind on 15, 20, me I talk about 150 now. Me go on bad. See there? Him get them convict him. But see yesterday, me making you, me ask him the same question if him prepare. Can I must think a joke me I make. Watch out. Yeah.
It was like, I don't do drugs. I'm like, other ones, you're in lockup. You're in lockup for, I think one time was like a half hour, and one time it might maybe half an hour. For 93 days of the first stretch, and then the judge and Henry McCurdy, the crooked lawyer and the crooked judge, throws me in jail again. I don't think I was supposed to come out.
Yeah, me I tell him time, you know, but me change my mind, you know.
Because why would you sign me out of the country and throw me back in jail? You know, I think they were going to kill me.
The few look final question can wrap up and we are talk again after they go back to court. So you prepare to spend some time in Jamaica prison if them find you guilty. You're prepared to spend maybe, because that's going to give you maybe more than 50, 20 years. You're prepared to
But I didn't do anything. I literally didn't do anything. I didn't even know what the hell was going on. You know what I'm saying? I didn't rape anybody. I didn't even know where the hell they took me.
So, but that's no, but from them older like this, you're prepared to spend a 15 or 20 years? You prepare that? No? Because this is, I see this case going, you know. You hear me tell him? You don't prepare to do that, right?
Hell no. Because you know I'm not going to live that long. These guys are going to kill me before then. I got more evidence that they actually did rob me than they have against me.
You know they're not going to kill you.
I don't believe that.
No, man, from them out, man. So they know if something happened to you, they know how to stop that.
Well, I've said the police already investigated the police. They found 30 crooked cops and 2 crooked judges and 6 crooked lawyers are involved in this. This is Indicom. Indicom. Hey, that's nothing. Now Mocha's involved. Mocha now is getting involved. I saw this guy. I don't know if you want his name online, but now Mocha's getting involved. And I told Mocha, get in touch with the other guy. He already did all the legwork, right? So because it's basically organized crime. You got organized crime, but they're basically a mafia with badges. That's it. And judges. They're just using their power to do robberies and get away with anything they want. So I'm sure they murder people too.
well, them say welcome to Jamrock. Them have a tune name, welcome to Jamrock, welcome to Jamaica, and Judge 100 years. Them talking about it. But I'm going to stop the case, and I'm going to call you again. Definitely going to call you again.
Yeah, whatever you want to know, I can, like I said, I can tell you anything. I can even give you the Dane Isaac report. The Dane Isaac report is contradiction itself, especially when you know the actual.
When they say, when I brought the pen, I done with him. Don't tell him prepare for the years. When I watch me, I know some of my sentence him. Listen, watch it again. Look. So you prepare to spend some time in Jamaica prison if them find you guilty. You prepare to spend maybe, because that's going to give you maybe more than 50, 20 years. You prepare to.
But I didn't do anything. I literally didn't do any. I didn't even know what the hell was going on. You know what I'm saying? I didn't rape anybody. I didn't even know where the hell they took me.
So, but that no, but from them older like this, you prepare to spend a 15 or 20 years. You prepare that? No, because this is I see this case going in. You don't prepare to do that, right?
Hell no. Because you know I'm not going to live that long. These guys are going to kill me before then. I got more evidence that they actually did rob me than they have against me.
You know they're not going to kill you.
I don't believe that.
No, man, from them out, man. So they know if something happened to you, they know how to stop that.
Well, I've said the police already investigated the police. They found 30 crooked cops and 2 crooked judges and 6 crooked lawyers are involved in this. This is Indicom.
So me close them case. You see me break the pen. Look on it now. You see, just look. Indicom. Tell him now.
Indicom. Hey, that's nothing. Now Mocha's involved. Mocha now is getting involved. I saw this guy. I don't know if you want his name online, but now Mocha's getting involved. And I told Mocha, get in touch with the other guy. He already did all the legwork, right? So because it's basically organized crime. You got organized crime, but they're basically a mafia with badges. That's it. And judges. They're just using their power to do robberies and get away with anything they want. So I'm sure they murder people too.
Well, see the Penya people. Them say welcome to Jamrock. Them have a tune name, welcome to Jamrock, welcome to Jamaica. And Judge 100 years. Them talking about it. But I'm going to stop the case and I'm going to call you again. Definitely going to call you again.
Yeah, whatever you want to know, I can, like I said, I can tell you anything. I can give you the Dane Isaac report. The Dane Isaac report is contradiction itself, especially when you know the actual facts of what happened, right? Because Dane Isaac is just a liar, a professional liar. And remember, he didn't write this report for 48 days. 48 days to come up with his lie. You know what I'm saying? Most of these.
I broke it one more time again, because 48.
What does that mean? What do you break? What does that do?
That's lie. That's lie. 48 days worth of lie. 48 days worth of lie. Well, me just bought my pen because I'm going to tell you something. And
like I said, even if you don't want to believe me, I can send you everything. You can go check all this out yourself.
No, man, you said something, sir. But listen what I'm telling you now. You see, I break this. I can tell you, these judge, I don't think Indicom going to save you. And I'm going to tell you the truth. Indicom, dog without teeth. Don't make them shut up your head and think.
Yeah, well, I already felt that. I think that Indicom is going to bail because he looked at all the information. He took what I had, and then he looked into it, and he's trying to get in touch with my government because he already found out it's just pure corruption. And then, so now he's trying to get in touch with the State Department and to tell them what's going on, because the embassy's not helping me at all. They're corrupt too. It's like blatantly. The guy called me. I can send you the. Now, when people call me, I have it.
I'm laughing a while. No, I'm not laughing because I take it serious when I listen. But you just say the embassy.
The embassy's. Listen, it's in Jamaica. You know damn well. It's in Jamaica. It's corrupt, right? If anything here is corruptible, it's corruptible. I'm telling you.
All right.
They called me and I caught him in a lie. right? The guy's lied to me, right? When you got the embassy calling you and lying to you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I can send you. Now you got to understand when everybody calls me now because I want the, because everybody likes to lie. Now I love when I have a call, when someone calls me, it's recorded because someone calls me out on something. Listen to the recording yourself, right? Because now, especially when I had cops calling me, threatening me, once they did that, I put a recording thing on so it records. But they haven't threatened me yet. But Indicom's called me and they tell me a bunch of BS crap, and full of, same thing. It might be the same cops here. They'll lie to you till their face is blue. That's all they know how to do is lie. They don't know how to say the truth because the truth points right back at them. But the Indicom went in and they told me, because I go, get in touch with the embassy. They go, he's telling me they're corrupt. He goes, all the evidence points back to them. They're talking to the crooked cops. So if your buddy,
but I'm laughing because you say your own, embassy corrupt.
Yeah, it's corrupt here because it's in Jamaica. But I'm sure once you go to the States, it's outside their jurisdiction, and then that's why if the Incom can get in touch with them and give him what they need, that maybe some of these people in the embassy here can get fired. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Or get slapped on the wrist. Like here, the cops only get slapped on the wrist. Don't get caught again,
Yes. But I'm going to watch this case. I'm going to watch it closely and I'm going to talk to you because you said the 10th of May. So I'm send me the rest of things to me because I'm watching this very closely. I am watching it very closely.
I'm going to try to. I called the guy that's digitized the book, right? Because right now it's just copies of pages of stuff that I got, which took forever to get. But it's about 115 pages. You've got a couple of them, right? But this has everything in it.
I want to read through it, everything.
And right? You can see, this guy, I don't have it here. I got it in a safe location in case the cops come here and try to rob me again the third time. Now, remember, the cops robbed me twice, not once. When I got out of jail, I was protesting. So what do the cops do to cover up? I'm protesting. The cops robbed me. So what do? They rob me. It was like, so beyond a doubt, they know they're thieves,
All right.
All right.
I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to talk to you tomorrow, but remember, we're going to follow it up. This is going to follow up on next part 3.
Yeah, I will.
The whole book. Send it.
I will send you the whole book.
All right.
No problem.
Okay, brother. Respect. You're good. Yeah, man. No, this is us. Be a lie. This is us. Him lying on people. Him lie. Remember, I brought my pen and I tell him, I forgot to prepare for some time. See time, yeah. I'm showing the time. See that. Then grab him, man. Then grab him. See him like come sit here. See that.
Conviction, indignation. American man found guilty of having sex with 12-year-old girl, claim racism, corruption at play.
You see him? This is us now.
Robert Benoit, the Caucasian American, who was on Wednesday convicted in the St. James Circuit Court for having intercourse with a 12-year-old St. James girl after she was handed over to him by her father for transactional sex with bottle of Magnum to seal the deal, as charged with corruption and racism, had a part in his conviction.
That corruption and everything. Okay.
The 59-year-old Benoit was unanimously declared guilty by a jury comprising 5 men, 2 women, following.
All right, so me tell him to prepare, don't it? No, when I hear me tell him I'm about the pen. Him think I joke me to make. And him find fault on everything else. But judge, when I tell him about 20, 15, 20 over that, no. 100 and add. Him too lie. When I watch about the video, him say everything you saw. Him dangerous. Very dangerous. Can't give me 20 years or no. 30 years, no. Not a joke. I tell about dungeon, I tell him welcome to a jam back. It's make me follow the case for him long time, don't it? I tell him, I ask him, him say no, his mother dead. That's not a joke. I tell him where to go. I'm going to broke the pen, when a couple of times I broke it, don't it? It's done. When I broke the pen, your judgment seal. Me don't know what I do forget way. But they couldn't get way. Them find them guilty already. Just Wednesday. So I get sentenced the 5th of May. But judge, when you don't watch a video, yeah, make sure nothing under 100 years. Yeah, man. 150. Something around there, so. Man, 2 lie, man, a pedophile, man, send a strong message. You have to send a strong message. When you say I broke the pen, man, if the man lie, the man never sit. Yo, him dangerous. When the judge watch all this, them know say, yo, nobody listen to him at all, man. Send him where? Predator. For me not carve, and me just remind the people them have a big thing I come up here. Cause I remember we have a thing I come up, you know. Yeah,
Things
man.
Promotion in association with Wayne Lonesome and Angie Charity Foundation presents Run Things Fest Day 2 on June the 25th, 2023, featuring live performance by Jamaican international stars Louis Culture, Lucky D, Jigsy King, plus support by Canadian artists Lucky Ross, Steve Knight, Sample King, Mel C, Mr. Blaze, Richie C, Gregory Culture. Admission for this event is $60. VIP $100. Music by Lionheart, Moose Dunn, King Vower, and Freddy Krueger. Hosted by Groovy K. Run Things Fest takes place at 72 Dynamic Drive, Scarborough, Canada. Doors open from 12 p.m. Showtime 4 p.m. sharp. For more information, call 1764-192693 or 647-773-8399 or 647-984-2992. Don't miss it. There is a Run Things promotion. Part proceeds of this event goes to Wayne and Angie's Foundation. So don't miss it. Support it. Chris Goldfinger endorse it.
Worries. Yeah, we are talking about, man. Big sure. That's why I keep it in a June, you know, so our thing that, you know. And we know, so we have to see the whole crew. People are flying from all over the place and all kind of things. Say, you know, it go already, you know, the crew apart. Yeah, man. Yeah, at them places, you say 40 stack up, you know. Yeah, man. Don't play. We'll come if you enjoy yourself. You understand? No play around. Yeah, man. Nice thing, you know. Full day something. You know, 2 days. Festival. Look out for it, yeah? Him judge, make sure nothing less than 150 years. Zalayad, dangerous. But there, you know, tomorrow, I'm out. Bless.